People are coming in. Hello. You know what time of the night that is. Hold on a second. Y'all know what time of the night it is. If you guys have been watching my Instagram lives, I never give people a heads up. But we're going to have late night conversations. And what I mean by that is that you get to hop in on an Instagram live and ask me a question. See, a lot of people do this on Reddit and they do like an AMA thing, but I was like, why don't I just use Instagram live for that, where you guys can actually have a conversation. I'll buzz somebody in, depending on when I see them up in this timeline. I never know how to do this thing exactly. And then we could have a good conversation. It could be just about anything, life advice, whatever you like. I believe I now have lived long enough where I can actually answer some questions. My day was fantastic. Well, motherfuckers, let's get this going. So remember, if you ask to be into this live conversation, you have to ask one question. Be prepared. Doesn't have to be like something crazy deep. Just something that's on your mind that you've been wondering. I would love to have a quick conversation with you. Each time it's only going to last about a couple of minutes. So let's fucking go. I can't be the life you no more. What happened?
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
In a way.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. I was shadowboxing in my fucking living room like a maniac. So, what is your question for tonight, my dear?
Oh my gosh. I've been trying to get on this for like the last 3 lives. Oh my gosh.
Well, you're on.
Oh, anyways, my question was, how would you deal with like not being as codependent, seeing that you and Mariel have such a like strong bond, yet she's doing her own thing and you guys are doing your own thing? I feel like since the pandemic I've been very like home quarantining, spending a lot of time together, and we actually work together also. It's been, yeah.
That's a real good question. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Like, most of my friends have codependent bonds. I think that's actually very common for a lot of people. Like, when you spend a lot of time with somebody, they kind of become like the positive to your negative, and you become the negative to their positive, right? I think for me, anyways, and also Mariel, a lot of like my personal self-worth and a lot of the stuff that I like to do happened before I met her, right?
Yeah.
So the hard part for me is I have the exact opposite problem of you. It's where I tend to be a little more independent and I'm not as inclusive in terms of what I do, because she has her own thing and I have my own thing. The thing about it is, like, I kind of like this Will Smith quote a lot, where he talks about relationships, where he said, and it's something that I've always thought myself too, I think just having him say it kind of reaffirmed it for me, where he kind of talks about when you're in a relationship, your personal happiness is your responsibility. It's never the other person's, right? And I think a lot of the times, like when we are in a long-term relationship, we expect that person to find our happiness for us. If that person's in a bad mood, I'm in a bad mood. If I'm in a good mood, I feel bad if they're in a bad mood, so I have to be in a bad mood with them.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that, everybody is personally responsible for their own happiness and what they want to do. And when we don't take control of that, when things go out of spiral, it's easy just to blame our partner. We go, oh, well, and it comes out in weird ways too, right? It'll be like, oh, well, you didn't fucking take out the trash. You don't care about me. And we're like, okay, well, why did I say that? It's because, and, I think like that's hard for a lot of people. For me and Mariel, like even for me, like I went through therapy, specifically because I've had issues with like being inclusive with her, right? So like if I, for example, like I'll just go out, bike for like fucking 6 hours, and then she's like, where are you? I'm like, and she thinks I'm dead. And I'm like, oh, I was biking for like 6 hours. She goes, well, it'd be nice for you to fucking tell me. And I'm like, oh, you're right. It would be nice. Why didn't I tell her? Well, because I was so independent for a majority of my life that I didn't think that there was another person there. You know, for you two, it might be great for you guys to find, you know, personal things that you really enjoy that don't involve each other. And by the way, like if that system doesn't work for you, that's also fine too. You guys just need to figure it out for yourself, because I know couples who are hyper codependent and they tend to be really happy,
Yeah.
you know. It's just not something for me. I kind of like having a separate life, because when we meet together at night, we have more to talk about. You know, I like for her to have her own friends because I want to hear the fucking cheeseman. You know, I want to hear the
Yeah.
gossip. You know, because
Dude,
if
are you
we
gonna talk to me in your Veronica voice?
all the time, dude. I'm like, híjole de la chingada, you better tell me what happened today.
Pinche cabrón.
Yeah. So, you know, I like I like her being independent, having her own wants and own desires, because number one, either I can help her in it or I can be there to listen to what she wants or needs. And, you know, for me, it was important for me not to be with somebody in the same industry as me, just because I like learning new things. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard sometimes when, especially like if you guys are like, for me, if let's say she and I were both like YouTubers, right? And then what if I do a video and then she goes, I don't really like it. I'm like, you fucking bitch. What do you mean? You
Fucking up
know?
my revenue.
I know. It's like, bitch, what you mean you don't like it? I put my heart and soul into this motherfucker, you know? But it's cool because she doesn't know much about my world and I don't know much about her world, but we can always talk about shit and it gets really fun, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, we met at work, so it wasn't that different, but it's like it's been like extra, like extra this past year, just because we started working from home, and it was just like we were in the same room together like constantly, so it just started to get to a point where I just had to like leave for like 2-3 hours, just go to Target, the park, something like that. But it's not like I can go like visit family members, or you know, it's like lots
Yeah,
of
that's
video
why,
calls.
hey, lightweight, that's why I started biking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out here, like, I don't even drive my car. I bike. I'm like this big old fat Asian dude on this little speed bike, just going around town. And you know what? Like, you know, I don't look at it as like an escape. I look at it as like, oh, we all need our own space and time. And it makes me like love them a little more too. You know, I don't know what that's about, but when I spend some time away from her and I'm allowed to do my own things, then I'm like, oh shit, like I want to hear what she's doing. I want to
Yeah.
know about her day. And we recently moved into a place that's a little bigger because I was never home. Like I was traveling all the time for Send Foods. I was gone every month. I was
Oh
in New
yeah.
York. I was all across, and I went from that for the last 3 years to seeing her face every day for every second and every hour.
Girl,
And
get
I was
away from
like,
me.
yeah, I'm like, this bitch is breathing my same oxygen. Like, what is she doing?
I'm
You
getting
know?
lightheaded over here.
Yeah, but then after a while, like I kind of learned, like, oh, I just have to make an adjustment, and then, you know, being away from her isn't like, oh, I got to get away from her. It's more like, it's my time now. Like I'm gonna spend my me time, go on these walks, and then we could reconvene and then meet up and talk later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so
Well,
bad, you know.
all
Just gotta
balance.
figure out, you know, you gotta if going to Target is your shit, which is my shit too, bro. You know, don't look at that as like, I gotta get away from it. It's more like, this is my time. You can chill over here. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Or maybe sometimes, like now that it's opened up a bit, go
Yeah.
fucking. I work outside sometimes in front of the house or at a park, and it's not because I dislike her. It's just more like it feels good to be away sometimes. You know.
Yeah. Not breathing the same air.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I need my own oxygen. Shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Well, thanks for the question. I hope that helps.
thank you, David. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Hey man, I fucking love Target. I love Target be hitting hard, son. Target be hitting hard in the Walmart, son. You know what I'm saying? Why people put in eggplants? What does that mean? You trying to fuck? What? Who is this? If you love me, just say so. Yes. Hello.
Oh, hi.
How are you? How you doing? Where are you at?
Fine, bhai.
How you doing?
India,
Oh, you're from that's fucking
Maharashtra.
crazy.
Maharashtra.
Hey man, do you have a question you can ask? There's a crazy lag. Are we just hopping in to say hi? Damn, this is lagging like crazy. Hey, brother. Nice to meet you, but your thing is lagging like crazy. Hello, and
Hello.
it's nice to meet you, but you're lagging, so we got to move on, man. I'm sorry, but it's nice to meet you, brother. Yeah, that was interesting. I liked it though. I liked it a lot. That India shocked me. If you... somebody wrong, I'm dead. Hello,
Hello from Norway.
Norway.
Yes,
That motherfucking Asians in Norway. That's wild.
yes.
Whoa, what the fuck is like over there? Cold as shit.
It's very cold, very rainy.
That's right. So you grew up in Norway?
I grew up in Norway. My father is from Korea
Oh,
and my mother is from the Philippines.
damn, girl, you straight international.
Yes.
That's crazy. Do you have a question for me?
I was just wondering how, because in Norway, there's not really much talked about what's happening with the Asian people in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to like say something about it, like give it out to the Norwegian people, because here it's just about COVID. That's the
Yeah.
only thing we talk about. Like there's nothing else on the news. So somehow I want to be able to reach out, especially to the Asian community in here, because it's not that many of us in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? Like, America is so interesting, and the only reason why I know how different America is from a lot of like countries, like even like European countries specifically,
Yes.
is because I traveled now, you know, and this country specifically talks about race a lot. Like
Yes.
we talk about race so much in this country, um, and it's interesting too. Like, there's a good and a bad side to it, right? Because over here we kind of want people to just our thing is this, like, judge people by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin, right? But it's hard to kind of step away from that, specifically in this country, because of how what this history is rooted in here, right? When we talk about like Black Americans here, they were brought here as chattel and property, like slavery, you know. And to be honest with you, their civil rights and the civil rights movement that happened for them wasn't really that long ago when we look at our history, right? Maybe 100 years. People who didn't have rights that were colored, there's still some that are alive till this day. That's how recent it is. And I think that a lot of the times when people talk about like racial issues, it's kind of uncomfortable, you know, because
Yes.
and people don't know that they do certain things that are, it's like lightweight races that has like a racial prejudice to it, because they're so used to doing it, you know. And then the smaller groups just kind of sit there and they have to take it. You know, like, for example, something small, like there was this, somebody showed me this video of this influencer who, with this, him and this other girl, they were making like ching chong like jokes, making fun of the Asian language, and to them it was harmless, like probably to their group of friends, but would they do that in front of a group of Asian people? Probably not. But they're comfortable doing with that stuff because everybody said it was okay, you know. I think because of people in this country, they're a lot more, you know, they tend to be a lot more outspoken.
Yes.
You know, very,
In here,
very,
we're not that outspoken. We're kind of shy about that.
like, we're very, very outspoken. It doesn't really get that much of a pass, and because of the internet recently, people are very vocal about it. You know, I think sometimes, you know, there's a weird boundary too, where sometimes people take it a little too far. They find everything offensive. Um, but you know what I'm finding out in this country, you know, especially because you know we're, you know, Asians. I think Asian people believe in, you know, just because of philosophically, we kind of stay quiet, and it's not a sign of weakness. Like, people always think that being quiet is weak, and it's not weak. It's just sometimes it's like, you're beneath me. Why the fuck do I even have to talk to you? You know, like you can call me a chink or a gook or whatever, but bitch, I'm the one that's successful. Like, I'm the one working. So what does it matter when somebody tries to bring me down to their level? The problem with that in the United States is that people see that as weakness. So they kind of don't take that as strength. They don't take passivism as a sign of activism. Like, they think that if you stay quiet and you work on your other thing and you don't outrightly scream at somebody's face, that you're a weak person. So now we have to play that game a little bit differently. Now we have to go out and march and we have to say stuff, and they're like, oh shit, I guess they didn't like being called gook all the time. You know, it's like, yeah, motherfucker, it wasn't very nice. you know. So I mean, it's a little different. I want to go visit you one day. That looks so.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Especially just come in the summertime.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
like
But it
a
was
little too
very nice
cold right now.
talking with you.
For sure.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, man. If you love me. Y'all got some interesting names. Scalurgil, CLO Digger 9. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, David. Thanks for accepting my request.
For sure. You're frozen, but I can hear your
Oh,
voice, so that's perfect.
am I here now?
Yeah, you're here
Oh,
now. How
good.
you doing, man?
Sweet. I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Where
So
you
I have a
from?
question. I'm in Minnesota.
Damn, you in the. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. I've been to Minnesota once. My fucking dick is still there when it snapped off and froze. That shit is cold. Let me
Yep.
tell you this fucking story real quick. I was doing
Go
a
nuts.
stand-up show, right?
Yeah.
And so one of you motherfucking Minnesotans was like, "Hey, you want to see something cool? Come outside." Motherfucker had a cold cup of water, threw it in the air, and that shit turned into snow. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, put my ass back inside. I don't need to see this. Like, what the
Yes.
fuck is wrong?"
It
It's
is survival of the fittest out here. It's rough.
yeah. What's your question,
Um,
man?
so I recently I was actually having a conversation with my girlfriend earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and she was telling me about she was giving me advice on how not to be so I'm a very blunt person, very
Mm-hmm.
straightforward, and I have trouble not sounding super judgmental. And I was wondering if you
Mm.
had any advice on that, because being really straightforward and saying something uh, very plainly comes off very like rude sometimes, and to me, it's just I'm just saying it, and
Well, give me an
yeah,
example
it's
though,
difficult.
because that really depends on the situation, right? Like, is she like, "Hey, like, what does my food taste like?" And are you like, "Man, this shit sucks." Like, is it
No,
like that?
it's nothing like that. It's just more of like Um, I don't know how to explain it to you really. It's just more of like, for example, a friend will tell me like a story that happened, and they'll be like, "Oh, I did this, this, and this ended up happening." And I just tell them, "Well, not exactly. I don't say it exactly like this, but I'm basically like, well, what did you expect to happen?" You know what I mean?
Mm.
I come at it too logically and not enough emotionally. Like I don't
Well,
empathize too much when you make silly mistakes that have obvious outcomes.
Well, when most people talk, from my personal experience, about some shit that
Hmm.
they're going through, they're not there for your fucking advice. They don't
Right,
care. They're just there
right.
for you to listen.
Hmm.
It's one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first got together with Mariel, because
Hmm.
I would try to fix problems that didn't need to be fucking fixed. It was
Hmm.
just, hey, I'm gonna blabber for a little bit because I'm stressed.
Right,
Most people, they're smart enough to fix their own fucking problems. Most
right.
people, they
Hmm.
just say whatever the fuck they want to get these bad feelings out all the
Hmm.
time. Like that's the thing where I think a lot of men have that problem, where we're trying to fix people's problems that don't need to be fixed when all they
Hmm.
need is somebody to listen, right? A lot of times I hear a lot of stupid shit, and I just go, "Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool." Not because I think that they're dumb. It's just stupid to me.
Right,
To them, they're just figuring out their problems, right? When we if we sit here and we try to, number one, be a fixer upper, or we
right.
try to logically work with somebody else's logic that doesn't match with yours, there's no point. You know, as a friend, especially if it's your girlfriend, she ain't
Hmm.
trying to have you solve her problems unless she asks you to solve her problems, bro.
Right.
I found out the hard way. Like,
Hmm.
this just happened last week. So Mary was looking for a new car, and I was like, cool. So I did all this car research, and I'm like, hey, so this is and this and this. So what is your budget? She goes, I don't know my budget. And I'm like, that's stupid. Everybody knows their budget. What's your budget, right? And she's like, I didn't ask for your help. I was just telling you that I wanted a car. I was like, oh shit, I did it again. Like, she didn't ask me to go and fucking do all this research. She didn't ask me to get mad at her because she doesn't know her budget. So,
Hmm.
who the fuck am I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just had
Yeah.
to take a step back and be like, oh, you're looking for a new car? What kind of car? This car, this car, this car. That's cool. Let me know if you need help.
Right.
That's all I could have done. But my bitch ass was in there like a mad scientist researching for 3 hours.
Right.
like,
And
let me
my
tell you what this.
complication is when I hear stories is I always just go like, why would you do that? Like, how did you not see this outcome coming or whatever the case may be? And it's really hard for me to like calm down. There's nothing really to say. So
Yeah, I mean, when stuff like that happens, and I think like it would bother me too, but I just laugh because it's
right.
like, what's the whole point of us getting upset about something that already happened? You know,
Hmm.
it's a little different when somebody's asking for your advice and they really care about it, and they do the opposite and they start complaining to you
Hmm.
about why you didn't help them. Then I'd be like, fuck you, you know.
Right.
But if it's a story about something that already happened, why be upset at them? They're already upset that some stupid shit happened, and now you're adding on top of that being like, you're dumb. It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
Um,
it. I get it.
it's gonna be hard though. I know exactly how you feel. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
I
just
have
you
that
want to
same
be
problem.
straightforward, but you also don't want to hurt their feelings. So it's just one of those
Yeah,
things.
because it's like that concept of like when people say, I think it's a problem that you and I might have. I used to have this problem too, where I used to say that, oh, I'm just being real, but it wasn't me being real. I was just being an asshole. There's a
Yeah.
difference, you
Hmm.
know. Like, yeah, what I'm saying is truthful, but was it the time and place to say it? And did I have to say it? Yeah, I could feel the way that I feel, but the result is that I made somebody feel terrible when they didn't have to, you know?
Hmm.
And so, it's just some shit that we got to work on.
For sure. Well, I appreciate it, David. I'll let you get to the next question.
For sure, brother.
Thanks.
Did that make sense for people? I hope that did, because he sounds a lot like me like 10 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe last week. If you love me, just say so. Hey, y'all gotta have a fucking photo. I can't be adding people with just like a blank photo. You might show a dick or something. I'm like, I did not need to see that. Let's see. Let's go with the lady since we went with the guy. Hello.
Hello! Oh my god, I didn't know. Wait, can you see me?
You're a little frozen, but we.
Oh
Oh,
my
now
god,
we can hear you.
I was brushing my teeth.
And why'd you ask to go live, girl? This girl.
No, because I never knew you would pick me.
Oh,
David, I love you so much, but can you give me like 5 seconds? Sorry. Let me
okay.
just
Go
like
ahead. Go
yeah, like
ahead.
do you want to talk to another person and then come back?
I wouldn't know how to, girl. Your shit just popped up, so I just
I,
whenever it pops up on the thing, I just hit it.
yeah. I'm so sorry.
She was like,
Oh
"I'm gonna see
my
if this works."
oh
She's over here brushing her teeth, y'all. That's fucking tight. Hygiene's important, motherfuckers. That's
okay,
tight.
David. Hello. Oh my god. Okay. My name is Taylor and I
Hi.
live in South Korea.
Oh.
Yes. So, hello, Korean
Wait,
pride.
did you? So, I mean, I'm just correcting. Your English is fucking on point. So, did you grow up in Korea
No.
or?
Yeah, I'm Korean. Yeah, I'm Korean. But I just like study like here and there. That's why like I don't really have that like Konglish accent.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm also working as a I'm a little bit shaking. I don't know why. I'm so nervous. Okay, so I work as an influencer, plus size
Okay.
model, and I talk about like diversity and inclusivity, and I
Oh, cool.
talk about racism, which is not really that much addressed in Korea. So
Hmm.
I've always wanted to like ask for an advice. Um,
Hmm.
I'm a little nervous. I'm sorry. I really had no idea you would pick me. I just like requested and doing my thing, and oh my god. Okay, um, so what is your take on like I'm having some hard time with like Korean talking about the what's going on in America like currently. So the thing is like in Korean community Like, so apparently, you know, Korean women got killed. But then again, there's like a problem between like Korean American and Korean Korean. So it's like talking with Korean, it's like, oh, at the end of the day, it's American issue. And whenever I talk about, you know, Black Lives Matter or like people of color, like struggling in the States or in West in general, uh, American people are sometimes like, you know, oh, you're Korean. Why are you like, it's American issue. Why are you trying to like get in this, you know, conversation? So sometimes I'm like stuck somewhere. I don't really feel like I belong this community or that community. You know what I mean? I try to like help you, like Asian community in general, but then like, I feel like Asian community in general is not really united. Like we got so many issues between like Korean, Japanese, and Korean and Chinese and Korean and South East Asian community. Like I'm so
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean it's hard, right? And I've talked about this before. You know, one
mhm,
of there's a huge mistake that people have when they say something like Asian people, right? When you say something like when you say, oh, when it's an Asian problem, well, what Asian are we talking about? We all identify as completely different cultures. That's like the beauty of Asia. Asia is fucking huge. No
right.
Chinese culture, Vietnamese culture, Indonesian, fucking Laos, Thai, you know, languages are different, foods are different, how people approach life are different, you know. I think
Mhm.
not just like Korean people in general, but you know, it's hard for somebody else from a different country to worry so much about what's happening somewhere else, you know, because they got their own problems to deal with. And personally, for me, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people agree with this. I'm okay with that because I got to deal with the people in this country that I have to see every day. It's beautiful when somebody like you outside this country wants to speak up for it, but definitely it's going to be an uphill battle because it's not issues that they see with even people in America, right? When something is happening in South Korea or somewhere else, we may see it on the news, but we're not protesting about it. We're not out there, you know, marching and, you know, saying stuff about it either, you know. It's kind of amazing that you're trying to bring awareness out there because it's going to be a different uphill battle because it doesn't affect their day to day, but it affects our day to day, you know. So you know it's interesting that you're a plus size model in Korea too, just because you know Korea and like the whole weight thing. You know, every time you come back to
It's
somebody's house and talking
a
about your weight,
lot,
you know.
right? A lot of struggle, a lot of hating. But I just want to like say, people not really divided anymore. Like I don't know. I think I'm trying my best to, you know, make this world like more peaceful and stuff. But like I don't know. Sometimes like, am I doing the right thing? You know, sometimes like,
I mean,
oh,
doing. I mean, if you feel like you're doing something that you feel is right, then that's fine. Like you're not going to change the world by yourself.
right,
But there's definitely a huge issue with people who think that, you know, for example, I'll be getting messages all the time like, hey, why aren't you saying some shit about this? And I'm like, suck my fucking dick. If you have an Instagram, you have an own following, or if you have one or two, you could have done something yourself too. See, this stuff isn't won by like celebrity speaking up. Fuck what a celebrity thinks. We're nobodies. We're absolutely fucking nobodies. Change happens in numbers when multiple people talk about it. A lot of people wait for somebody else to speak up for them.
right,
That's why shit doesn't get done. Shit never gets done that way. That's why people get bullied because they expect somebody else to save them. Well, there's stuff that people can personally do themselves. When they wait for somebody else to do stuff for them, then it becomes a fucking problem. Nothing gets done. Like what the fuck is gonna happen? You know? So it's kind of cool that you're out there, you know, speaking up about it. It's gonna be an uphill battle. I mean, you already got the plus size, but I know like Korean people in size is already a huge thing. And like every time you go back to your parents' house, it's like, yeah, the way to get my so. And
yeah.
then I'm like, okay. And then I'll
That's
eat,
like a greeting, right?
yeah, and then I'll eat the food and I'll stop eating and be like, 왜 맛없어? 왜 안 먹어? You know?
먹어, 더 먹어, 더
Yeah,
먹어.
더 먹어. I'm like, but you just called me fat.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want. You know, that's just how they communicate. Like even like in Korean, like a lot of people don't know, like a compliment to somebody is that
right.
their face is small, right?
Yeah, your
What
eyes are big and you know, face is small and like your nose is high. Yes.
a
It's
very compliment, you know?
yeah. So
You know, our culture is very, it's very interesting, you know? It's like physicality is a huge thing, but you know what people don't know too, like the standards of beauty have changed throughout time constantly. There was a time back in the day, like even like 15 years ago in Korea, like ass wasn't a thing, you know, and now you're seeing like these
Right.
K-pop show off a little ass, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, beauty standards always fucking change, you know.
I mean, hopefully it changes in Korea. I mean, we're still obsessed with just like being skinny, like mostly like size 0 or like
Mm,
size 2 maximum. So as a size 14, US size 14, like I'm definitely going through a lot of, you know, because of this, you cannot do this, you know, you
oh, bro,
don't like Korean. And in America, they'd be like, oh, you're too Korean for this. So,
when I was in Japan, I was like, damn, this clothes looks nice. If only I looked pounds, I
right.
could full XL maybe. Like
Yeah.
it was hard, but you know, do what you got to do. Well, thank you.
So, thank you. Thank you for, you know, like it was a lovely chatting with you.
Sure.
네, 안녕. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Hope y'all like that conversation. Yo, beauty standards are such an interesting thing, man. Like, when I grew up too, you know, I've always liked fat asses and thick girls, but you know, that shit. There was a time when that shit wasn't that hot, and people were like, "Oh my god, you're too big, you're too thick, motherfucker." You can tell something. Not where I'm from. The thicker, the better. You know, babe. Shit. What the fuck? I can't add this little. If you, yes. Oh, boy, you a little too young. I can't add you on here, dude. You like 13 years old. Child. I gotta make sure that you're a fucking adult. Uh-oh, Miss. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, your profile picture has to show that you're an adult, and also it can't be a fucking stick figure. Here we go. If you love me, baby. How's it
What
going?
up? Good, man. How are you?
Dude, you look like an evil samurai, bro.
Oh, man, that's messed up, bro.
Dog, you look like you're gonna kidnap my children and shit, and then slice off their head with a sword. That shit. That's a compliment, bro. That's a compliment. That means you're gangster as fuck.
I appreciate it, bro. My question is like, I'm appreciated that, like, you put your voice out and, like, you say things like, you say what's on your mind that needs to be said.
Mhm.
But the thing is, like, you don't have that big a platform as other people who are in the industry, like entertainment industry. Like, how do you feel about that? Them not saying much, like only a few people who are considered celebrities are actually speaking out their voice, but not as many as there are in the industry now.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like, I literally could care less. It's not for us to sit here and judge somebody else for not speaking about topics that maybe they don't know about. Maybe they're not good at speaking. See, one of the biggest problems that people have, they have this interesting concept where they say, well, it's better to say something than nothing. That's fucking not true. If you are not an intelligent person, you don't know what to say, you shut the fuck up and you let people who know what they're talking about speak. Because having a platform doesn't mean you should speak up about shit. It doesn't. They could go ahead and they could put up a post. They can do all that other stuff. If they don't, guess what? That's their choice. I'm okay with it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and judge them and say, you could have done more. Maybe they'll feel it later on. But I definitely I think the opposite. If they're not compelled to do it, then I'm fine. I don't need them to. They will eventually if they feel it in their heart. Some people don't like that pressure, bro. Some people don't like the fact that they have to sit there and talk about very serious topics because when somebody does ask them a question, they don't have anything to say because it makes them feel uncomfortable. They might be dealing with anxiety. They might be good at public speaking. They might not even be, you know what I mean? So when we look at that from our position and we say they should do something, I don't think that's right. It's not in our right. There are also people too. You know, I know a lot of people who have a bigger platform than I do that didn't say anything at all. And I know why, because I know them personally. They'll fucking break down. They're nervous. They're nervous to speak about these things. These are very serious topics. I can do it because I've been like this my whole life. I've been outspoken. I've been bullied. I've been punked. All this shit doesn't matter. I do stand up. I go up on a stage and I make jokes, and sometimes people don't laugh. I've been booed off the stage. Random people in comments don't scare me, but a lot of people get freaked out by it. Because imagine if you had a big platform and somebody called, and every day you read something that somebody called you worthless every day. Most people can't handle that. A lot of influencers say they do, they don't. I know them personally. They crumble. They cry. They feel like shit. I just don't care. You know, like I'm very weird. Like I think me and my friends, like JK, we're very weird in that kind of sense. We're very comfortable with ourselves because of the people that we were growing up before we actually popped on. So I'm okay. I'm okay if they don't. I'm not going to even judge them. As long as they're good people, individual. Some people take their own time to process what's going on, and I'm going to respect that. That's all.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's like, you know what I mean? Say what you need to say. You know what I mean? If people don't want to say anything, that's fine. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, it's like the fact that it's like, in our culture, it's like when someone's down, we can't let them just fall on our own. We have to be there. We have to be there, like together. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you want to say anything or not. It's like we have to pick our battles. That's what our parents told us to do.
Yeah, man. Like listen, like for example, like there's people like China Mac hopped on right now. Like China Mac's one of those dudes. He's the one that you can give him all the fucking smoke. He's ready for that shit, you know. And those are the people. And the reason why I like his platform a lot too. He also shows how varied the Asian American experience is. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times when people look at us, they don't look at people like China Mac and they say, oh, like this dude out here is going to speak up for us. He will. He's also an Asian American. And he has a very colorful life. So I fuck with that dude heavy. You know, whenever he speaks up, there's like power behind it. Not a lot of people have that shit though. But I 100% feel you. Like it would be great if they could. But some people are scared and they're just dealing with their own shit, you know?
Oh, I feel you 100%, man. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate like everything. You know, I'll let you move on to somebody else. You know what I mean? Give a question, but you're doing great. You're doing awesome. Don't let anyone talk you down. You know what I mean? Just strive forward.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, appreciate you, man.
No problem. All right.
Yeah. Let me see this real quick. All right, so look at this bitch. Yo, let me tell you something, bitch. let me tell you something about this bitch. This bitch done almost made me break somebody's fucking windshield. This girl trying to turn me into a violent human being.
Bro! Oh my god, what a fucking week it's been. David, oh my god.
It's been a week for her.
It's been a fucking week for me, dude.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I've never laughed so hard in my life. Like, in my fucking life. Like, at a human being. Like, it's been crazy. If you guys don't know, there's been a little bit of drama in her life. If you guys follow her on TikTok, I've been trying to make jokes about it, but TikTok don't like me, so I can't post any of my videos.
Dude, oh my god. Okay, if you guys don't know, go to my TikTok right now. Just look up Hello Gina Darling, Miss Gina Darling. You guys will see. It's been a fucking 10-part saga. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Dude, let me tell you something. Like, I don't really know this kid, right? But he did this whole apology on TikTok, and because I also got tagged in it. It is by far one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm not like I don't know the kid personally, and you know whatever happened.
Khalif is in here too.
I know. Let me tell you something. Me and Khalif, we laughed our asses off. You know why I laughed so hard? It's because this young man, you put out the video about him just being a trash human being. And then 4 hours later, he goes, I've taken the time to think about my apology. I'm like, bitch, it's only been 4 hours. You don't even know how to do this right. You have to take time. You can't say I take time and 4 hours later you add an apology, motherfucker. You don't even know how this works. I never laughed so hard in my life. I was like, dude, this guy sucks at apologies. He didn't even do his research. Motherfucker, it's only been 4 hours. How did you take the time to change? Bitch, butterflies take longer than that, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Okay. Disclaimer. I drank a little bit before this, so the shit like the shit that I say tonight. Fucking David voice messaged me. Just dying, just laughing so hard. This fool couldn't even keep his shit together to type. He had to voice message me.
It was so funny. So, Khalif tagged me on his I've done wrong apology thing on TikTok. I don't do a lot of TikToks. It's not because I hate the platform. It's because TikTok doesn't like my
Wait,
videos.
let me cut you off real quick. Let me cut you off. Hey, China Mac, let me shout you out real quick, dog. Like, so I was in New York a couple years ago, and that's the first time I heard about you. And the locals were like, "Yo, we got this guy named China Mac here. He's really fucking cool, and he does a really good shit for our community." So I just want to give a shout out to China Mac for spearheading the shit that's been going on right now. Mad respect to you, dude. I've never met you before. I hope I do one day, but I've got nothing but respect for you. I love you.
Oh, let me tell you something too. Hey, yo, this dude's song, Not That Tough, I fucking love that track. And so, when you said that you were going to retire, I got fucking a little upset. I was like, how the fuck are you going to retire after he dropped like one of the hottest tracks I heard in a hot second? But, definitely him distributing his own music is a really smart move. The dude definitely is one of those like few real ass motherfuckers out there that I'm glad he fucking exists. The guy has, and what I appreciate too is like in his new interviews, he always tells people, like, people want to ask him about all the dirt he did in the past. He goes, I'm done with that. I don't even want to bring it up. Let's talk about my new shit. That's what you call change.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate
That's what you call change.
Yeah, I love this. It don't matter though. Like every time I watch him on an interview, my ass starts sweating because I get scared. But I still respect him.
If I ever see China Mac staring at me for too long, I'm gonna leave the room. I'm gonna leave the room. I might like blow a kiss first, but I'm gonna leave the room.
Yeah, appreciate this dude though. Mad heavy. If you haven't checked him out, I mean, just as an artist alone, his music is fucking dope. He's just a well-spoken dude, man. Like I definitely, his existence is very necessary. So, support artists like that. They're trying to make a living off of what they're doing. And being in the space too where I curse a lot and I say a lot is not as easy as for people like us. So,
yeah.
Big ups.
Yeah, the fact that I went to New York and I heard about him like right off the bat, like that's how I knew he was a heavy hitter out there.
Oh, for sure. Who the fuck doesn't know what he does and shit? It's fucking wild. Oh yeah. So somebody sent me what's his name again? Reed. So like Reed, right? Yo, his TikTok video was one of the funniest apologies I've ever seen. This motherfucker set up his phone at a distance, and he was like, "All right, motherfucker, let me show y'all real quick. I'll show y'all how sorry I am, motherfucker. Hold on, let me show you what his eyebrows look like too for a second." This motherfucker said, I've done wrong, and I'm learning. I'm getting help. And this fool said, I want to apologize to all the ethnic women I've heard.
No. I want to apologize to the color and the Native Americans.
Yeah.
When the fuck did we mention Native Americans? I mean, like, respect to them, but where? That
means this fool gave a Native American clap. And so if you fuck with him and you're a Native American, bitch, you got to clap. This fool said, I want to... And this fool completely excluded white people. He was like, but white people, you deserve all the clap I've given you. This motherfucker is so stupid. Oh my god.
I got
He said African Indians. That's what he said.
I got recordings and like messages today saying that his fans, whatever fucking loyal fans he has left, I don't know, fucking 12-year-old girls and old ladies, wrote that apology for him. The initial one that you commented on Instagram.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It wasn't even like I fucking said, I can eat alphabet soup and shit out a better fucking apology than that shit. It was ridiculous.
I mean, like I've never seen. He's so sad. This motherfucker said African Indians. Like I will never, for the rest of his life, he has to live with that. Like, fuck all the terrible stuff he's done to women. The fact that this fool said, I want to apologize to all the African Indians out there. Motherfucker, what? This dude sucks. He sucks so bad.
Hey Nadim, I miss you, Deemies. I love you so much. Dude, oh my god, this week has been fucking insane. It's been nonstop. I just got back from Big Bear with the girls, and it's been fucking nonstop the whole weekend, dude.
That's fucking nuts.
Jesus Christ. Like, it's gotten to the point where the only homie he had left in the whole group turned on him too. Like he was the last one. Everyone else reached out to me, but this last one was just like, I just want to see what happens. I'm like, dude, it's not about you anymore. Like, it was never about you, you know? And he finally turned on him.
This motherfucker was using the N word with the hard R, huh? He's a very interesting kid. This
Hard.
motherfucker trying to get his ass beat. That's the funny thing.
I've had to check him so many times. But you know, like when you're with someone, it's like family. If you hear your family saying you're not gonna go online and fucking out them, right?
Yeah, you
So
just confront them personally.
yeah, so I confronted him personally. I'm like, dude, you can't. Well, this is when I was dating. I'm like, babe, you can't be saying that shit. You know, like, first of all, that's fucked up. You can't be saying that shit. Especially because, like, you're so openly saying it around people that you barely know. What if someone hears it and they out you immediately? Like, you can't say that, even though you're saying it as a joke, you know? Like, I understand jokes amongst friends. My friends will come along, like, we're hanging out and they'll fucking call me a chink. I don't give a shit because those are my friends. These are friends that I know. They say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care, you know? But you can't just be blatantly just yelling it everywhere. So I would check him and be like, you can't be saying that shit. And our friends would check him too. Now, I take accountability too, because it's like I shouldn't have let that slide. But like I said, it's like when your family says it, you just don't go online, you just fucking
Well, yeah, you talk to them personally about it. You don't
exactly.
have to make it everybody's business. Yeah.
Right. But I've never, even if like friends and family say it and I check them, it's never that hard, like that crazy with the hard R, you know?
Well, I
So
mean, I mean, you dated him. What's wrong with you? God damn it.
see, the thing is, like, when it comes to people who are very manipulative, narcissistic, and kind of like a sociopath like that, they mold themselves to be exactly what you want them to be.
Bro, you gotta
Because
sniff those people out. You
I
you know
know,
you should know how to do that. Shit's easy, motherfucker. Like I always
well,
say, likable people aren't trustful people. You know.
yeah, and it's well, I vetted him. I asked about him like through friends. You know what I mean? So and everyone like he fooled everyone. So everyone was just kind of like, no, he's cool. He's really chill. So I took their vouch and went with that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like manipulative people like that, especially because during this time I went through a very some really fucked up shit that I had to start going to therapy for, you know? So I was at my most vulnerable and he was able to mold himself into exactly what I wanted. So that's why when I started getting messages from all these women saying that he treated them this way, I was like, what the fuck? Like he never spoke to me like that. He never ever, like, in fact, with me, he was extremely respectful, very caring, very protective. So when I saw these messages, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was so bad that I was
Mm.
like, are you sure this is the right person? They're like, yeah. And they would send me screenshots of text messages and shit. I was like, holy fuck, like, this is the same person. So that's when all of it came out. And I was just like, the person that I dated was completely made up.
Mm.
The person that Saint was homies with bros with, like, you know, like brotherhood with, was completely made up too, you know? So it was very shocking to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he probably got you at a really bad time in your life, and it happens, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, that kid. It's like you look at him once, I'm like, this kid's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, the
But
rats kind of sneak in. It's like it's this the thing is I think the word that can encompass this whole feeling is disappointment.
mm,
You know, like I'm disappointed that you are not who you said you were. We're disappointed that you're not who you said you were. And but the fucking crazy thing is, David, the crazy thing is that I can't get over, that I can't wrap my mind around, is the fact that this would have been just like a normal breakup. I would have gotten over it. Like I stopped
mm,
crying in like a week or so, right? It would have been just like a total normal breakup. It's fine, whatever, move on. That's fine. He can continue doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. But that night at the drive-in theater, you were there.
oh, you were so mad.
Oh, dude, I was on fire.
This
But
girl was mad. I could see the fucking Dragon Ball Z flames come out of her hair. I was like, what is going on? I sense anger. I like like when fucking like birds stop chirping and shit, and then the wind stops blowing. I'm like, what's happening?
yeah. Adam's in here. Hi, baby. So David was actually there at the drive-in theater that night because his cousin was the one who was running the event. So like I said, this would have been just like a total normal breakup. Got over it in a couple weeks. That's fine. But like by some miracle of God, my car gets parked right behind him. That whole theater. Inca! Hi, baby. That's no, I'm not gonna say anything. But she's a good friend. But like I said, it would have been a normal breakup. But somehow in that whole entire drive-in theater, my car gets parked right behind him. And that's when I see another girl in his car. And that's when this whole entire thing unraveled. But the crazy thing is, this was like a first come, first serve basis. Whoever drives in at whatever time, that's where you park. They guide you to where you're supposed to park. You don't get to choose where you're parking. So somehow my car gets parked right behind him.
Of all the places.
Of all places. And when my headlights pulled up, I see a second shadow in his car. And that's when this whole shit unraveled. And I feel like I don't know. It's an act of God. It's the universe. I don't know. But I remember like a week before when I was like fucking super sad, I was like, yo, God, whoever's up there, my cousin that passed away, whoever I love, give me a sign. And the sign was, bitch, park behind his car right now and see for yourself what's going on. And that's when all the shit went down.
Dude, that was so interesting. Like, I just remember she was like, so you're so mad. And I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh, like I don't know him, but I've seen him around the office, the taco office. And I was like, oh, who's? That's not because he's a very distinct eyebrows. Like he constantly looks angry for no reason. That's how thick his eyebrows are. Like that fool could win the lottery and he'll still look upset. So like, I'm like, dude. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I was like, you don't think much of this. And so like, when you were so upset, I was like, oh, what's going on? I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. Like, what's he doing here? Well, I don't know how he can flex when he has like a 2005 Camry. I'm like, yo, so here, brother. Like, you can't flex when you got a fucking.
That's how you know, bitch. That's how you know I don't date for money.
I was
gonna
like,
settle it right here. That's how y'all know I don't fucking date for money.
I was like, this motherfucker flexing with the fucking Korean Ajima car. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't flex when you got fucking kimchi and groceries in your back car, bro. Like, that's not smart. You know? So, and I'm not knocking on Camrys. I had a Camry too, but I didn't flex when I had a Camry. I stayed back quiet. You know? This motherfucker crazy.
So, so David was there that night when I found out, and look, I was like, not. Of course, I was fucking upset. This was only 2 weeks after we split. Yes, you can date other people, but he knew that I was gonna be there that night because we're all in a group chat with all the fucking TikTok creators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he knew I was gonna be there, and he still decided to fuck up, because he thought he could hide. But like I said, God was on my side, and he put my car right behind him. But the thing is, like, when I told you about what was going on, it wasn't this crazy yet. The only thing we knew was he was with another girl. That's it.
Mm.
But then within like the next 48 hours, shit started unraveling, and that's when it got really bad.
That's so interesting. It's like he's fascinating. Like I knew dudes that kind of did a lot of dirt. They weren't the best type of human beings.
I was a shitbag too. Of course.
But it's interesting. It's like he's so dweeby though, and I'm like, how'd this work? Like when I look at him, like dweeby looking kid.
Well, okay, look. So I'm gonna be fair. Like I'm always gonna be fair. Like in my on my arguments, I'm not gonna over exaggerate. I'm not gonna talk shit, whatever. I think he's a very attractive person. Tall, fit. I think he's handsome. And he was very talented. From what I've seen, he was a very
He had talent. He had potential. That's the thing. I fucking hate wasted potential. My girl Inka knows about this. We were just talking about this the other day, but I fucking hate wasted potential. So I will give credit where credit is due. I think he's attractive. I think he's objectively attractive, and I see why women find him appealing, you know? So I can't talk shit about that at all. It's just, you know, character not there.
What's he? What's his talent?
Talent until he had to, you know, save his ass for an apology.
What's his talent? What does he do?
I feel like he, outside of that shit ass apology, he's actually a very, I mean, not the best, but he had potential to be a very good, decent actor.
That apology video.
But he's new. Like I said, he's new to this. He's only been doing this for about a year. The apology video, however, was different because his ass was on the line. So that's
hey, if your ass is on the line, then your acting should be A1.
He's
Let
new.
me tell you.
He's new. So you can't say shit.
Let's use the word talent very sparingly here.
Okay.
All right.
Potential.
He's a young man who has 2 million TikTok followers.
Is Josh?
Yeah, we use that word talent a little too loosely now.
Okay,
right?
okay, potential. There was potential there. That's why I helped as much as I possibly
His
could.
talent is maybe being casted as an Asian villain with those eyebrows. That's about it. Where he just frowns for 7 hours in the movie. That's what this motherfucker's talent is. You know what I mean? Like we'll use that word loosely. He seems like a nice man with chlamydia, as we pronounce it in the fancy world. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, like I saw.
Somebody wrote, "Girl, wait." You know what cracked me up though?
Huh.
When you told me this fool went live on streaming and he performed a song that he wrote for you after the breakup.
Dude.
Yo, that shit's so funny. This motherfucker
That was
said.
3 days before I caught him in a car with another girl.
This motherfucker said, "Hold on, baby. Look, I wrote this song because I was so heartbroken. Do you know why you leave me? Because I got the chlamydia, baby. Chlamydia. This motherfucker, corny as fuck. That's the corniest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. This one went on stream and said, I wrote this song for this bitch I broke up with. Hold on, I hope y'all like it. Can we go back to the days? I swear it's my song. We all love was this motherfucker. This dude is trash. That shit's fucking fun. But he's a young dude. I think that's what young, you know, make young mistakes. I remember I got dumped and I wrote a song too. I just didn't tell people about it. You know.
But like, why go through the trouble of doing all this when you're already, dude? After all this came out, there was like 2 or 3 other girls that texted or that messaged me saying, "Yo, I went on a date with him. I matched with him that week." So it's like, why are you going through all this trouble writing a song and performing it when you're like matching with girls on Hinge and setting up dates and shit? Dude, you know what? You want to know what's really fucking creepy?
What?
So he was actually supposed to take a different girl to the drive-in theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
That girl reached out to me. She sent me the text messages. He told her he told her this is all on the Google Drive too. He told her that there was a dress code for this drive-in theater. You have to wear a dress that matches the car that you're in. And
his 2005 Camry?
Yeah, he's like, I got a white Camry, so you got to wear a white dress.
And you need to make sure that you go extra slow and you smell like kimchi and you have 3 kids inside.
I gotta roll all the windows down so it don't smell like kimchi in the car.
This motherfucker said, you need to wear a white dress because I own a 2005 white Camry.
Because he, like, a lot of the girls that he messaged, he's like, oh, when you come through, like, wear a dress because it's easy access. A few of them were like, yeah, he just wanted to have sex in the car. That's why he wants you to wear a dress.
Motherfucker, there's like 82 cars around, dude. And
right?
his cars, and his 2005 Camry, that's going to shake up a bit. They can
and
hear
that
it.
shit wasn't tinted. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Does he believe he has a Maserati? Like, you know, you can hear everything out of a Camry. I know. I had that Camry. Like, I know.
See, now this lays down the fucking rumors. Is Gina a gold digger? No, bitch, I dated a dude in a fucking Camry.
You should be a gold digger. You need to set your standards higher, dude. What's wrong with that? This fool said there's a Camry dress code. That's tight, dude. Hey, you know what? This guy's my favorite person on earth. Is like, hey, there's a Honda Civic dress code, but today we're going with the Camry dress code. It's all white, so you got to be white. You got to match my car. You have to match my car? Motherfucker, what?
Bitch, I was in sweats. What the fuck do you mean wear a dress that matches the car? Are you kidding me?
This dude is hilarious.
So like
that is fucking hilarious.
So like I said, this was a very different experience for me because he didn't treat me this way at all. He never even raised his voice or cussed at me. Because I feel like he knew better. You know what I mean? Like
let me tell you something real quick. I probably shouldn't say this in public, but you know, if anybody's gonna attack an Asian, you know what I'm saying? There's one guy you should just send your targets to. I'm just saying, if it happens, I'm just saying. this motherfucker. Hey. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If it's no.
I'm sorry. Like leave our old people alone, but there's a specific Asian that needs to get jumped real quick. We might just turn a blind eye. Just...
No.
This motherfucker, we were just like,
No!
What happened?
Is that the guy that did Gina wrong?
Is that the man that gave chlamydia to everybody? where he wants to apologize to all the African Indians?
No, David, no.
No, we just kind of just do this. We do one of these. Just that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, fuck this one, dude.
Bad. No.
I'm doing it. He's gonna scream. Help! I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on?
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, though. That fool does jujitsu, so calm down. He can fight.
Everybody does jujitsu, bitch. So do I. We'll see. Just because you do jujitsu doesn't mean you're good at it either. People fuck that up.
I don't know. So David was actually there that night, and so get this, David. When I walked towards the end of the drive, towards the end of the parking lot, and I saw you, he saw me walk through, and that's the only time he had the balls to go to the bathroom with this girl, because one of our friends was standing by the bathroom, and she saw him come out, and this is when she told me, she was like, yeah, this is when I couldn't find you guys. I was like, yeah, because we all went to go get food, and I was hanging out with David. So when he saw that I left, that was the only time that he had balls to leave his car the whole entire night to go to the bathroom with the girl. And our friend ran into him, and so she told me later on, she's like, dude, like, when you guys left, he finally left the car, went to the bathroom, ran into him, and, like, he was, like, his arms all over this girl, holding hands with her 2 weeks after we broke up. And she was like, I was fucking pissed for you because I saw him, and they came out of the bathroom. He was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Like, they caught up, and my friend was just like, what the fuck is this? And she was like, I was fucking pissed. That was the only time he had the balls to leave the car the whole entire night. In fact, he actually left early. Cause, like,
he left super early.
Yeah. Because you were parked right behind me. You saw too.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah, he left early.
The smog sputted out of his little car, and he just...
The backfire?
A little pop, 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 pop. He poured water into the engine, and then he rolled his way on out. It was cute. He cranked up his car, and then he just... like a little jack in the box.
He had a hole in the bottom. He yabba dabba dooed it out.
Yeah. This motherfucker got on his Flintstone feet, and he rolled on out. It was cute. That's fucking hilarious.
Did you hear what Ant did?
Mm-mm.
I didn't even know. I didn't know Ant was planning this, but Ant. I saw Ant. Okay, so Ant and Christina were there too, for those of you who don't know. But I told Ant and Christina what's going on because, like, these are like the old homies, like these are the old JK crew, so they know everything, right? So, fucking Ant in the middle of the movie, and I saw it happen right in front of me. What the fuck's going on here? So Ant goes up to his car and bangs on his fucking driver's side window.
Of course he would.
Of course Ant would, because from what I remember, Ant used to bang.
Oh.
So Ant doesn't give a fuck. So
this fool's still got interesting habits.
Right? So I I saw Ant walk up to his car. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? And he bangs on his door, his window. He opens up the door, and then Ant goes, "Oh, sorry, I was looking for Gina."
And then since he knows jujitsu, he rolled on his back. He's like, "Let's go." That's what he did. That's what he did. He was like, "Let's go." He showed his little white belt. He was like, I can do this.
And so he goes, "No, sorry." And then Ant goes to my car, which is right behind. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" He goes, "I just wanted to give you a chicken sandwich."
I heard like when Ann opened the door fell off. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" So he comes over to my door. He's like, "Hey, I got you a chicken sandwich." I was like, "Did you just bang on his door?" He's like, "Yeah, I wanted to see what the girl looked like. I want to see what the fuck he looked like too." I was like, "Oh my god, okay, oh shit."
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
God bless
Ant's
him.
so funny.
God bless him. I love him so much.
This dude, what an interesting fella, man. I wish this kid the best. Like his videos were those apology videos were one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Like it's been I rarely laugh at TikToks. That shit made me laugh so hard. He does have talent. He's talented.
He's talented. I told you.
He's so talented, dude.
He's so talented.
I've never seen somebody like purposely just put up a camera and be like, "Hey, do I look tired enough? Do I look like I haven't eaten in days? Let me." The African Indians, we need to save them.
Dude, like it's been fucking wild, man. Like,
How?
so your cousin actually called me after.
Oh, really?
My cousin called me the day after this whole shit went down. He FaceTimed me actually. And he's like, "Hey, just remember that conversation we had outside the car right after the movie?"
Mm-hmm.
So he called me afterwards. He was like, "Hey, I just want to call you and let you know that I shouldn't have dismissed the whole situation because, you know, I told you," it's like, "Ah, it's whatever." It was really like, you know, it's fine, whatever. It's just a breakup. It's fine, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But he was like, "I saw all the videos," and he was actually really sweet. He's like, "You know, I apologize for just brushing it off and shit." And it was actually really sweet. He's like, "You know, I just want to let you know that, you know, we remember who that name is, what that name is, and what he looks like now." So
Somebody wrote, "Reed hand cranks down his window to talk to Ant." That's fucking hilarious. Yo, that's fucking way funnier than anything that I said. That's fucking hilarious. That's so fucking funny. That shit got me, dude. Motherfucker, you were funny. That is hilarious.
So, yeah, your cousin was actually really sweet about it. And it's like, dude, like, why would you, like, you're trying to get into entertainment. So why would you burn a bridge with someone who's been in this for like 11 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, too, it's like there's a lot of people who are going to try to get into this industry, and you know, here's like a huge fallacy too with people with acting. Like, just because you book one thing doesn't mean you're good. Just because you book 4 things doesn't mean you're good. You could book 7 or 10 doesn't mean you're good. Like, it's not that easy. Like, it's very, very fucking hard. You know, it's all relationship based. So if you burn your bridges, not very fucking smart.
Yeah. And like we all, like I said, we all saw potential in him, so we all helped him. Like I have a girlfriend who's in another country and she's fucking amazing out there. She's in this chat right now. I don't know if she wants to sound off, but you know, like I have a girlfriend who's in another country that's amazing out there. She's fucking doing amazing big things, and she was willing to help him. I was willing to help him. All of us were fucking willing to help him. So it's like, why are you burning this bridge when you're just starting? This is your first year, you know? So it's just.
He's a weird kid, man. Like, he's definitely an odd boy. Like, you know, people like that too. I'm not saying like people don't have like a potential to change, right? But that's like some deep therapy that kid's gonna need because he's a sociopath, you know? Like he's somebody that he lives in a duality. Like, so he he has to live like in this multiple personality world where he has to pretend to be everybody that he's not. People like that, and I've seen it happen multiple times. They always end up losing friends. They meet people that can get them up to another on another rung of a ladder, and they drop them and they move on, and they always end up not having any friends, and they don't know what's going on. They get really sad. It's just the same cyclical thing. It's like
Yeah.
people like him who move into this city always end up the same. They end up having a small amount of success, and eventually that stops because all the bridges he's burned catches up to him. So
Yeah.
you know, is what it is, man. I'm pretty sure the kid will probably find more success later on, but success is relative.
Well, that's the
But
thing is, like, I don't like. I'm sure he will. He might, you know. And we all kind of like got together and we realized, like, me, our mutual friends, all the people that he fucked with, like, for an extended amount of time, we all realized we realized that he didn't have any friends of his own to introduce to us. Like, he didn't have close friends. He didn't have like best friends. He didn't have any sort of anything that he introduced. Like, if you were to ask me, Gina, who are your closest friends, I will fucking pull up a whole group, you know.
Mhm.
And then we realized, like, he didn't have anyone, and then it's starting to become very clear. It's because this probably has happened before. And when all of this came out, I had dozens of women, his old coworkers, people he used to go to church with, all come out and say something about him, but not one person protected him. Not one person came to defend him. Not even a fucking McChicken. Like, nothing. You know, like, why? Like, I'm a piece of shit, and I will always fucking say that I'm a piece of shit, you know? But if I were to get caught up this hard, I know there's going to be people that's going to come and defend me. But in this case, it's like, why is there no one? Is it because this is a very common thing for you? Is it because you've done this before and you've never been able to keep a friendship, you know?
yeah, you know, and it's hard to like. I know sometimes people take this the wrong way when I tell them it's, you know, when somebody doesn't have friends, there's a reason why. You
There's a
know,
reason why.
like I'm not
Especially
talking
at
about a
this
million
stage.
friends, like one or two,
Yeah.
like three. I don't fucking know. Like you've gone your whole life and not a single person can say anything good about you besides like, you know, oh, but nobody really hardcore defends you. There's something wrong with that, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody who says that they've never been able to make friends their whole life, it's usually that you're the problem in the group.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times has that specific truth have been revealed to me? It's never failed yet, you know, with women that I've dated, the ones that said, oh, like fucking girls, like blah blah blah, I can't get along with girls. Like every girl that I've dated that was like that, they were usually the one that was the problem. They talked a lot of shit. They were hyper judgmental about the women in their group, and it doesn't make sense.
It's the
You know?
common denominator. You are
Yeah.
the common denominator. You know?
I don't like it, man. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna pray for Reed Choi since he's a nice little Christian boy. I'll pray for him. I will write to his mom. I'm going to figure out how to give him automatic windows on his car. I will do many things for him. I will install the little tiny extra mirror on the corner of his side mirror so he doesn't hit the curb. I will do many things for him. I will pray.
Oh my god, this fucking so dumb.
This motherfucker starts his car with a screwdriver. I love it.
I fucking, dude, you guys should have heard David when all this came out. He was fucking dying in my text message.
It's so funny, man. Like I just it's weird. I think it's very odd too. Like definitely like morality too. It's very odd, right? In terms of people. Like
Yeah.
I mean, how long has he been on? Well, TikTok's a very weird space. Like I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even on it. I'm not even allowed
Really
on it
weird.
basically. Like 80% of my videos get taken down, so I've kind of given up on the space. But, you know, with that platform too, it's like he's, you know, he had a large following on there. It's like, how long have you known this guy that you would defend him so adamantly? Like it's very odd. And you know, I guess like if they just want to use him for entertainment, that's fine too, you know.
So from what I've heard of, he only has a small group of like really diehard fans left that are protecting him. But it's like, why? You're all women. Like, why? Are you hoping for like a crumb of dick? Like, it's not gonna happen. Are you guys all fighting for the role of favorite fan? Like,
Some people like the schlemids, dude. They heard he got the schlemids, and they're like, shit, I need to get me some of that. Hey, y'all. Hey, any of you dudes out there, before you go on a date, y'all got to make sure you get one of these oil blotting. This will save your life. You know, before you go walking on a date, you want to make sure you ain't greasy and shit. Cut right here, Doug. Right there. Yeah, boy, greasy.
Oh, Wayne's in here too. Hi, baby. That's Wayne from Down Under.
Down under.
From Down Under. What's up, mate? I'm from Perth, Australia. But yeah, it's like, are you guys fighting over the role of favorite little fan? Like, you do realize that if he treats his personal friends and someone that he dated like this, what the fuck makes you think that he gives a fuck about your existence the moment that you're done doing anything that he needs you to do? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's hard to say because, like, I mean, the boy's young. You know, he has an ability to do better and change, but it doesn't mean you get to not be roasted for the stupid shit you're doing now. You know, like, definitely should be. Like I said, man, like, I've never seen somebody flex with a fucking hoopty. That shit's fucking tight. Like, I definitely respect him a lot. Like, that's good for you. And he's a Christian boy too. It's like, let me tell you something. I love God, especially like when I gave these whores the schlemids. I was doing God's work. Maybe that's his logic. I want to figure him out. He's a very interesting person.
how crazy is it? Like, even like people from his church reached out to me.
Oh, really?
A handful of people from his church reached out to me, and they were like, "Yo, like, he's always been shitty." And I was like, "Damn, even in church?"
This fool probably was like, he's the church oppa. I always talk about this on my
No,
podcast.
that's exactly what he was. He was a church oppa.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like the youth leader for like the boys group or whatever, and a bunch of them like reached out to me like, yeah, he was not a good person. Like, he was shitty. I was like, oh fuck. Like, this is what
He probably did praise, because I guarantee you he did praise and he played the guitar. That's probably what he wrote his song on. Gina, I'm telling you, like, he wrote his song on his guitar. It was really off key. And he started off with the same chords, you know, the G, F, E, B, A's, and the C's. And that's the song he wrote.
Oh no, he does play the guitar.
See? I told you, I know these things.
No.
He plays he is the prototypical, he's the prototypical Korean oppa. I know.
He's Wonderwall.
He plays Wonderwall. He plays a little Blink 182. He knows Neo So Sick. And then that's the song that he always plays every time you go camping at the fire. And then every time he's about to play, they're like, "Hey, Reed, I heard you play the guitar." He goes, "Nah, I don't play." Then he's like, "Do do 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 do." It's like, "Dog, you said you couldn't play. Why you singing?" "Ah, man, I was just a little shy, son. I could kind of play a little bit." Like, you fucking weirdo. I know his type. People laughing because they know the type. They know exactly the type I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I bet you, like, if he's listening to this shit right now, he's like, how the fuck does this guy know my whole blueprint?
I mean, I called out his apology word for word. Not word for word, but like close enough.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this is the most cliche shit ever. And it's like I said, dude, like, you've only been on this for like a year. What did you think was going to happen when you go up against someone who's been this for like 11 years? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. I just want him to, like, I wish I was there when I gotta follow him on the Twitcher, because I wish I would have seen him perform the song. That would have probably made my whole year.
I have it.
You need to send that to me so that I can laugh my fucking ass off. I have to. This motherfucker was literally on the stream. They're like, "Hey, Reed, how are you doing? You're a really good guy." He's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm just, sometimes I get into music. Like, sometimes I play the guitar and, like, just, like, sometimes I just, yeah, I only play a little bit, I gave her chlamydia, and I'm so sorry, chlamydia. Gave her the chlamydia. Thank you, everybody. My name is Reed Choi. I'd like to. I'm just kidding. Oh man, I'm telling you, I didn't have to do all this, but it's so necessary.
Hi, Lawrence. No, like, okay, so that's the thing. We were struggling with this because, like, well, I was struggling with this too. I didn't want to do all this either because, like, I mean, David, you've seen me do this before. The gravity of the situation, like the damage it can do when I go public with shit like this. Like, I had to, yeah, I had to really think about, like, do I want to do this or not? And up until the night before I actually decided to go public with this. Hi, Saint! Oh, everybody, please give a shout out to Saint. Saint he was our mutual friend between me and Reed. That was the last brother he had in the group, and Saint backed me up. That's my dongseng. So
He'll find some other people that are going to feel sorry for him, and then he's going to tell another story to a bunch of group of people. He's like, that's not even how it was. You know, what it's really like is this. And he's going to find some dumbass people that are going to believe in that story, like everybody else does.
yeah.
And he's going to play.
Why are you awake? It's 2 a.m. But everyone, please, hey, everybody in the chat, can you guys please give Saint love, because he I know it was hard for him, but he went public with this, and he had my back. So that's my brother. So everyone in the chat, please give Saint some love. David, oh, you met Saint. He was the one that I got a picture, or I took a picture of you two at the drive-in theater. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Saint, you need better friends, young man.
He's learned. I'm by his side.
Chlamydia. What was the song?
Radhika! Hi, Radhika!
What was the subject of the song?
The subject of the song was like, it's like, I'm sorry, it's over, I never go back. And he said in the song, darling, I never go back. I'm like, first of all, bitch, lower your fucking voice when you're saying my name. Yeah.
I'll never go back. What else are you singing about? I'll never go back.
It's over, I'm sorry.
Baby, it's over, I'm sorry. I'll never go back.
It's my word.
My word is my bond. I'll never go back, babe.
That's all I remember.
I said that I'm sorry. I gave you the clap. I didn't mean to, I swear. You probably should go get that shit chick right now. Most likely when you go pee, you probably go out.
Stop!
I'm riding away in the sunset in my Camry. I got kimchi in my trunk, 2 kids and a family. My name is Reed. Your boy got chlamydia on his PP. My name is Reed. Thank you, everybody. My name is Reed.
No!
He's hilarious. I love him, dude. He's the best.
Oh my god!
That's the fucking first time I played that guitar in like fucking months. My fingers are dying right now.
I fucking hate it here. Jesus. That was actually really good, David. You pulled that shit out of your ass. That was amazing.
It's the common Christian Korean chords. I guarantee you used those same chords when you wrote that song. Oh, dude, I love this guy. He's the best. He's the best. Pick better men. Be a gold digger. Like,
I can't be a gold digger. You know it's not in me. I am the gold.
let me tell you something. It's in me. I need you to harness the David cell and go find somebody who has a lot of money. All right? Because at least when they have money, you get gifts. You get.
Oh, I do that for myself.
No, fuck that. Don't use your own money. Are you nuts? Like, come on. You gotta find somebody. He's rich, makes a lot of monies, you know? So at least when he cheats, it's like, well, he got me all this, and then you move on.
I am the gold digger 2020. It's true. I don't gold dig because I am the gold. I have it all already. people always ask me like, oh, okay, well, what do you bring to the table? Bitch, I brought the table. I
Oh,
don't need much.
oh no.
Remember, so David knows I've only dated 2 Koreans in my life. The first one, after the first one, I was like, all right, no more Koreans. And this is the second one, I was like, all right, fine, I'll give it a chance to see what happens. And look what happens. This is your people, David. This is your people.
Hey, let me tell you something. My people have a lot of problems. We had a Korean War. It's a lot of Japanese people coming and beat us up. It's not time. So our heart hurt a lot. That's the why. It's hard, man. I don't know, dude. Like, I know I don't have like that many Korean friends though. So it's hard. Like a majority of my friends are like Black, Mexican, Chinese, Taiwanese, or Vietnamese.
I love Taiwanese guys.
Yeah. Taiwanese dudes are cool. They're cool. They I might have to find a Taiwanese dude that knows how to dress a little bit, but you know, it's a little different.
Yes, Inca. Yeah, so you know, like I think this is it. Like no more Korean guys. I swear to God, if you see me date another Korean guy, fucking kill me.
Hey, maybe you just can't escape Korean people. It's just probably
I literally cannot escape. I can't escape Korean people and Filipino people. They run my whole entire life. It's insane.
It's hard, man. And well, and you're also in LA. There's a lot of Korean people here.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Yes, it's true, Chad. It's true. There's a lot of Korean people here.
What's okay? So no more Korean guys. All right. No more Korean guys. Right? No more Korean guys. Maybe something a little bit above a Camry. Maybe 2007, 2008, automatic windows, ABS brakes. You know, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would appreciate that. Let's go with the guy with at least like a 2010 Nissan Sentra. I know you don't like the gold dig, but come on, let's have a little. Let's shoot a little higher.
Inca says you like Lechon Kawali. You're honorary Filipino. Fuck yeah. I'm taking Inca, Josh, Wayne. Who else is in here? Is Andrew in here? I don't know. I'm taking that Philippines trip. I'm taking his spot. I'm going. Me. I told Inca, I'm like, yo, Inca, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna post a video of me kabadoning you.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
Let me see. Yeah. So well, the thing is, it's like, what, like in his shoes, what is the next step here? Like, what are you planning on doing? Do you think you're just gonna randomly post online again and it's gonna be okay? Like, you think people are just gonna be like, oh, it's cool? Like,
who knows, man? Like people, like I said, people's like barometer for morality changes a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe he'll do another video and people are like, he's funny, or he's speaking some truth. I haven't seen his TikTok, so I don't know what his genre is, but they'll probably forget about it sooner or later. Like I said, like I can't worry about how terrible human beings succeed in life, because bad people succeed all the fucking time. You know, it's just like in their interpersonal lives is where they fail. Like the exterior success will always be there, right? Like it just like in general too. Like you look at some of these like musicians in general. Like a lot of these dudes they do dirt, you know, very successful. I don't know about their personal lives. I don't know the personal relationships, but they make a lot of money. So he's probably going to continue on doing what he does. You know, he's taking his antibiotics, getting his schlong fixed, and then, you know, maybe in like 6 years he'll probably get a nice Honda Accord. You know, which is a great car, by the way. Like, I'm not knocking a Honda. I'm actually looking at a Honda Accord right now because I need a daily driver. So,
fuck with it.
Yeah, I love it. It's great, man. So, he'll be an actor. You know, he'll find like some moderate success as an actor, and then we'll see what's up.
It's easier when you're like an A-list celebrity and you have a good PR team, you know. But if it's like your first year in social media and you get burned this hard, how are you supposed to recover from that? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, there's people like there's a lot of people who
like, for instance,
yeah.
Brother Nature, when that shit went down, no one forgot. They still give him shit for it, and it hasn't been the same since.
Oh, that's true. I actually stopped following him.
Yeah.
He was a very one-trick pony though. He just talked to one deer, and that was like his thing.
True.
You know, but then that's true though. I think like Well, actually, maybe I do follow him, but he doesn't post as much. But he definitely had some trouble because after that, anytime he posts anything, it's about him and him getting his ass beat.
Yeah, everyone always just wants like, you thought we forgot?
Yeah, nobody's gonna forget about that. That was a pretty terrible thing he did. Like he
Yeah.
tried to make himself the victim when he was a little bitch, but he's the one that antagonized them and attacked them first. It's like, come on, bro. Like, relax.
So it's like, what are you supposed to do after this? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do after this, you know? So
I don't know. He should get his eyebrows plucked though. That'll probably help him out in his acting. He kind of like typecast himself a lot. The angry samurai. I love it.
I remember, so like a day after you know, we saw him at the drive-in theater, he had a stream with a bunch of our friends to talk about, like, you know, the hate amongst Asian. Wait, Saint says, yo, Gina, you want to know something he told me? Yeah, tell me, brother. So a day after this whole situation, he was on live stream with our friends, and the moment he saw, this is on Saint's live stream, he has it saved on his fucking account too, so if you guys want to see, it's on Saint's account on Instagram. The moment he saw my comment, he started sadly playing with our matching bracelet that he was wearing. I was like, first of all, bitch, why the fuck are you wearing that shit? And he started like sadly playing with it. He saw my comment. He's like playing with the part that has a magnetic part that sticks to my bracelet because it matches. And I was like, what the fuck is this performative bullshit? You know?
He's weird. Like
It's
he's trying to gain sympathy really hard. Like he's doing it in the corniest way though. Like it's like all the stuff that you see on TV, that you see from like Seventh Heaven. He's like, well, it worked for them. It's like, let me see if I could.
Exactly. So when I saw that, I was like, am I supposed to feel sorry for you, bitch? Like, I just saw you with another woman. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know why the fuck he was wearing it, looking all sad. He's all trying to fucking get all pity and shit. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Hold on. Saint said, yo, Gina, you know what he told me? He said, in the military, we were trained to hate and kill rats, bro. And Gina looked at me like I was a rat because she kept on questioning me and my loyalty. Yeah, he told me that in the military, he saw only two things. He saw people as bears or rats, or wolves or rats, bears or rats.
He was in the Navy.
First of all, he was
the Navy. Look, I'm not knocking on anybody in the Navy. I have a couple friends in the Navy, but even then, they said the Navy's pretty nice. So it's like, he was in the Navy. He was not in combat. Shut the fuck up. You fucking relax too. I need like my really close homie Renee is in the Navy, right? And he tells me like it's not bad. So relax. He acts like he was in battle. Like he actually went out to Iraq. Relax.
1 year. So he always told me, he's like, I always saw people as two things, bears or rats. And I fucking hate rats. And it's like, oh, well, isn't that surprising? He hated that I treated him like he was a rat. Well, I did that because my gut feeling was right, and I was right. You know, like,
that's so fucking funny. That's like him flexing like his 1 year in the Navy is literally like me saying like, yo man, I joined this gang. It's like, what's that gang called? Don't worry about it, cuz Key Club. Like, you know what I'm saying? like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we gathered up, we had plans and shit. Yeah, we were helping our community, motherfucker. You know?
Oh my god,
this motherfucker flexed his 1 year in the Navy. Like, relax, bro.
Especially in front of our homie Saint here, because Saint, you were like what, 7 years in the Marines?
Damn.
Yeah, Saint's a fucking sergeant, dude.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right? I didn't even know that until he. So the thing about Saint is, he wanted to keep this all private, his military life private. But ever since all this shit went down, and we found out that, you know, Reed was telling people about his fucking military shit, Saint was like, you know what? Oh, he did 6 years. Saint finally decided, like, if I'm ever going to come out about being in the military, this is the time to do it, because, you know, his word will weigh more as a military member when you're calling out someone who's saying all this bullshit about being in the military.
I'll tell you this, right? I know quite a few people that went into the military. One of my friends growing up was, I don't know what the saying you're in the Marines, but you guys have a special ops. So one of my close friends, David, grew up. He became special ops in the Marine, right? And then he started doing overseas bodyguard shit for money. Um, everybody that I know has been in the military that has seen some shit, they don't ever like talking about it.
Never.
And you know what my buddy David told me is like, hey, just you're not supposed to ask questions about shit like that either because it's really personal stuff that they've seen. It's very serious. So this fool's over here like, you know what we do to people in the military? Like, bro, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Shut up. Be quiet.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah. So one of the girls who just so happens to be someone that I actually know that Reed spoke to, she opened up to him about her past, about like, you know, sexual assault and all that shit. And he told her, he's like, you know, when I was in the Navy, my role was to hunt down rapists and kill them. In a year?
In the Navy?
In the Navy? Well, how'd you hunt them down in that fucking submarine, bitch?
There was dolphins out there raping people. And I was like, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I was coming up on this silver ass dolphin. And I was like, hey man, that back silver as fuck. I know you up to no good, motherfucker. And so I came up to this dolphin, right? And I was like, and that dolphin looked back at me. He was like, and I started throwing up gang signs at the dolphin, right? But the dolphin was like, yo, I got flippers, son. I can't throw gang signs back. So he got mad. So he got all his other porpoise homies real quick, right? And these porpoises were trying to roll up on me. And I was like, hey, bitch, I ain't no tuna fish. And I looked at that tuna fish and I was like, sashimi, they all scattered. Real story, Reed Choi. Yeah, this guy's fucking funny, man.
Oh my god.
This guy's I'm telling you, this dude is my favorite.
Inca says David is doing this all for free. This is amazing.
This is I love this dude. This guy's fucking hilarious, man. Like, I told the story on the podcast, but there's somebody that we met. You might have met him a couple of times, actually, too. But this guy used to, he was also somebody who was Korean. He told this story to one of our friends and was like talking about him in the military as well. And about his, not military, Secret Service. He was talking about he was in the Secret Service. And you don't want to talk about some of the most bullshit stories I've ever heard in my life, right? Like, this dude, like, he literally be driving by a building, and he goes, that building has 3 exits. I know, because in emergency situations, I was in the Secret Service. You have to know all the exits of a building before you look at it. And he would drive by, he goes, see, I told you there was an exit. Like, no shit, it's a building, guy. Like, there's doors on a building. What are you talking about here? You know, but one day, a couple of buddies, this is a story that I heard, and because they were messaging me about it because it was so funny, they went to take this guy shooting. And, you know, your CIA said you were in the military, Secret Service, whatever, right? You should be fucking amazing with the gun. They said that they took this fool out. This fool missed every target. Talk. And he was like, ah, shit. Ah, my gun. My gun. You know,
the sun's in my eye.
And yo, the calibers of the calibers of the pistols just be like, you know, skid-a-gat, you know, it's not lining up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Cut. Like,
Saint says, hey, yo, that sedan has 4 doors. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, the sedan's got 4 doors, man. Trust me. Hey, I've been in the CIA. I guarantee you this car, it got at least 4 doors. Right? And when you unlock it, I bet you that fucking thing goes squeaky. Yeah. This motherfucker's hilarious. It's hilarious. Now, this guy was also Korean too, but he was like a pathological liar. And I think the funniest story is the fact that he went to a gun range and missed all the targets. That is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And he just goes, oh, the fucking gun is, you know, the aim is off. It's like, bro, I went to a gun range for the first time and I at least hit a few things.
Bro, I went to the gun range. I hit all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. Like, how you miss everything? Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's fucking hilarious.
Saint says, yo, you know there's another red flag that I hold on, what other red flag did you have, Saint? This is crazy. Like, David, why is this shit? How did this shit happen?
I don't know. This guy's one of the best. Like, it's weird how like these type of people tend to, you'll see these type of people a lot. Like, they exist. Like, it's real. Like, there's a lot of these fucking people.
Yeah.
And like, if you can't back the story, like I remember too, like I would tell some weird fucking stories, but there's always people there. Like there's other people there, you know. So it's like, of course it's real. Like fucking 7 people are corroborating the same story. Like it's the same shit. But sometimes, like I feel like with pathological liars, they get away with so much they can't stop lying. It's just crazier and crazier.
Saint says, I remember when. Hold on, wait. My buddy and I had a security job, and Reed helped us ammo. This man was way too excited to load ammo.
Like he's never done it before.
Like, homie, no one gets that excited to load ammo unless you clearly never get to touch a pew pew thingy. Oh, I mean,
Well,
I
I'm
remember
saying
him
like,
telling me that he owns a gun, but I don't think he actually ever did. I own a gun. And he was playing with mine.
and they did tell you a story about a gun too, and like how one time he shot this gun, and it was like da. Fucking whack, dude. Yeah, man, I used to be out in Iraqs in Iraq.
In the Iraq?
In the Iraqs. That's how we say it out there. You know, me and the peoples. Yeah, I mean Iraqs. That's how we say it. And I was stacking racks out there, and that's where I got that Camry. You know what I mean? Because in Iraq, a Camry is considered a Lamborghini. You know, so when people were coming up to me, they're like, "Yo, how you get that Lamborghini?" I was like, "Shh, it's a 2005 Camry." You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? Yeah. Let's get it off.
I'm surprised so many people are awake. Why are you awake? Josh, Wayne. Oh, wait, Wayne's in Australia. That makes sense. So those people are people who directly associated with Reed before. But thankfully, they saw what happened and they've been very supportive of me. So thank you.
Well, I mean, I think like the thing that's like, you know, obviously, you know, I'm 32 years old, so it's like, this is very weird, like to be hearing about this at this age.
Mm-hmm.
And it's odd because the not odd. The upsetting thing is like, is he fucking dumb? Like, you gave somebody chlamydia. That's a sexually transmitted disease, and you didn't care. And then 4 hours later, you've reflected. 4 hours later, you wrote this apology, which somehow you figured out that you figured out everything you've done wrong within 4 hours. And he says like, I didn't know. I didn't know the severity of chlamydia. It's like, motherfucker, 8-year-olds know that STDs are very serious. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, how do you? But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing that's very upsetting for me. It's like, bro, he could have made you sterile. Like, if you didn't catch, you couldn't have kids. Like, could you imagine that shit? Like, this guy's fucking out of his mind. This kid is a fucking maniac.
That's exactly what I said. Hold on. A Saint says, "Oh, you're at house. Oh my God, you're with my husband. I know I'm lying you are." And then he said, "Bro, he tried lying to me again after I posted the video." Said Saint, "Oh Jesus Christ!" But yeah, so like, the crazy thing is, he would have let me go on, not knowing what he gave me.
And you're lucky it's curable. Like, it's 100% curable.
And it's curable. And the thing is, he knew I wanted children. And if I had just let it going without knowing and not treat it, I would have been infertile. I wouldn't be able to have children. And he fucking knew that. That's the thing. Like, that makes it so fucking unforgivable, because he knew I wanted children and he was going to just let me go on without knowing anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy's a terrible human being. Like, that's fucking terrible.
Exactly. But in his fucking crazy mind, he probably doesn't see it that way. Because till this fucking day, like, he's still defending himself, saying like, oh, you know, like just whatever fucking defense that he has, and his stupid fucking fans are believing him and defending him and writing his apologies for him. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, this is your fellow woman that he's hurting, and you guys are defending him for fucking what? For what?
I don't know, man. The kid's a little sociopath. Like, he's very, he's an odd kid, man. And like, he has to double down on his negative behaviors because it validates his existence. Like, he has to like go to the people that he knows will agree with him just so he could feel better about himself. Like, the kid needs like some serious therapy. Like, it's getting to that point for him. Like, if you could endanger somebody's life, do that. And the first thing that he thinks about is his personal image rather than righting his wrongs. There's something odd about that. Like, for somebody to be so reactionary after you release those videos and 4 hours later to sit there and then pretend like he hasn't eaten or sleeping in days, is eaten and slept in days. I said sleeping, eaten or slept in days is hilarious. Yes, eaten or sleeping. But it's alarming for me because it's, You care more about your personal image than the fact that you gave somebody a sexually transmitted disease and you didn't care. So that's where his priorities are. It's literally like the Tekashi 6ix9ine syndrome. It's anything to be famous. Doesn't matter who I hurt. Doesn't matter how it affects society. Doesn't matter. It's about me. It's about what I do, what happens to me. And the fact that that is highly evident, and there's still a very small subset of people saying like, he actually cares about people he's changed. When have you ever seen anybody change their specifically bad behaviors in 4 hours?
Exactly.
Motherfucker, it took me 28 years to lose fucking 70 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, bad habits die hard. You don't change in 4 hours, you know?
Yeah. Wayne says he always preached about how important protection was. Oh, God. Okay. Let me see.
You talking about what, condoms?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, what's his name? Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne's a good friend of ours. So Wayne said that Reed always preached about how important protection.
Wayne, the fact that you heard another man preach to you about protection, you should have laughed in his face. We all know going raw feels amazing. I've never heard of a man go, let me tell you something to my male friends. Condoms are important, men. Men, let me tell you this. You must protect thy dick. You must. I've never heard a single guy say that. This is what guys say about condoms. They go, hey, man, we got to use that shit, but fucking raw pussy feels great.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. That's an immediate sign.
I've never heard anyone preach about condoms, and I've never heard a guy preach about condoms. Everyone always says, I fucking hate how condoms feel.
But it must be done.
But it must be done.
Oh my God, dude. That's fucking hilarious.
So I got like more information within the last like 24 hours or so, because his one saving grace that he was, and Saint was banking on this too. That's why he believed Reed and protected him for so long. And I don't blame him for it. But his one saving grace that he always told, that he stood by to his fans, to our friends that, you know, still kind of gave him a chance, was that he was shitty before and after, but at least he was faithful to me. That was the only thing that he had. He was just like, yeah, but I was faithful to her. So that's why some people still protected him. Well, I had a girl reach out, and she gave me perfect timelines and screenshots of when they hung out, and it was on days that he was with me, and it was literally on pretty like important days too, like Valentine's Day week, or the week that he gave, or the day that he gave me our matching bracelets. And I talked to her, and then she's like, yeah, we hung out this day and this day and this day. Here's the screenshots of us messaging, him saying like, oh, I'm outside your house, I'm here to pick you up, whatever. And I was just like, wow, huh. So
Gina, I can't believe you fell for a guy that gave you matching bracelets.
I wanted those bracelets.
You better get the fuck out of here.
I love that shit. How dare you?
You better. Well, that's why you keep meeting trash men. And let me tell you something. A grown-ass man that gives you a fucking matching bracelet also eats fucking candy straight from the wrapper out of his mouth like this, or sucks on the wrapper.
It's so cute. I like matching things. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah, get some matching Jordans, bitch. Matching.
I had matching Jordans before with another Korean, the last Korean I dated.
And I love that man. Don't you fucking dare.
Okay, no, he's a great man. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man. Yeah, thank you, Inka. Inka says, I love matching couple stuff too. Thank you. Thank you.
Inka, I hope you didn't get the schlemids either then. All right, because there's a...
She's safe. She's safe. She is all the way.
There's a statistic that said that Korean men that give out bracelets also give you schlemids. So be careful.
Fuck you, David. I've always wanted to give someone matching bracelets.
Hey, let me tell you something. You give somebody a matching bracelet, hey, go buy a fucking 2005 Camry right now.
You are engaged to a Korean girl too. Tell me she never wanted something matching with you.
No, we got Jordans. We got fives. We got
There's
fives.
something matching there.
Yeah, but I didn't create a fucking specific matching bracelet that magnetically attached. This is us forever.
That's just cute as fuck. Fuck you. That's just cute as fuck. That's just cute.
Did you guys also braid your pussy hairs together?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of things that we want in this world. Let's not do the matching bracelets thing. Once you pass the age of 18, let's leave those matching bracelets alone.
It's cute. It's cute, okay? My friends have my back, okay? It's adorable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I follow this old Japanese couple that actually matches their clothes every day.
I love them.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right? They're fucking cute as
Yes.
shit.
I love them.
Yeah.
Because they shave their pubes into half hearts.
Yeah.
So when you put them together.
Oh, that'd be perfect, dude. That'd be perfect.
No, that'd be fucking sick, actually. Radhika says we need those bracelets. I'm so down. Radhika's a good friend of ours too. She met Reed through TikTok and everything too.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah. The whole squad's here, man. Fucking this is dope. Like I'm really glad that everyone's here. They have my back.
I love that shit, dude. What else did you guys do that was mad cute? So you guys had matching bracelets?
Bro, the one thing that hurt the most is he got me a matching, or I'm sorry, he got me a painting of me and my dad. That was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Did he paint it himself? You said he was
He
talented.
commissioned someone
Ah.
to paint it and he gave it to me as a gift, and I was like, holy shit, like this is fucking sick. Like this, like I cried, bitch. I cried.
How did he get the photo of you and your dad?
It was on my Instagram.
Oh.
That he didn't even pay for. Inca, I knew he didn't pay for that shit. I knew for sure he didn't pay for that shit. For sure.
I love that, dude. This motherfucker literally did every single move from a fucking
For
90s
what?
90s rom-com.
For what? Too? Like for fucking what?
Hey,
Like what? Why would you go this far?
hey, real quick, for all you guys out there that want a lovely woman like Gina, matching bracelets and then paint pictures of her family. This is the way. This is the way to do it.
And
then
the crazy thing is, his fans, like his whatever shit ass loyal fans that are still around, are like, yeah, I mean, like he wasn't a good, blah blah blah, but at least he gave her a painting and a bracelet. I'm like, is that the fucking standard?
motherfucker,
Like,
I could paint something too. It doesn't mean that giving somebody chlamydia makes up for it.
right?
Like
Is that the fucking
how does that
standard?
conversation work? It's like, hey, you gave me an STD. Bitch, I've got you a painting. Like,
Right? Like, I don't understand. Like, is this what you guys think is? I don't understand.
I
Like,
got you magnetic bracelets and you gonna complain about that STD?
yeah. So, like, I remember, like, I spoke to one of them, and they're, like, defending him. They're like, yeah, I mean, like, he did all those things, but do you think he's that bad of a person? The same person that got you the matching bracelet and the painting? I'm like, bitch, is that the fucking bar? Like, the bar is literally set in hell at this point, if you think that's the fucking...
That's a low-ass bar.
That's a low-ass bar, dude. Like, fucking Satan himself is hop-skipping over that fucking bar right now.
This will give you a matching STD. I love it.
Right?
So
No,
he
that was
just-
not fucking
he just-
matching STDs.
He wanted everything to match.
Right? He and I have fucking match it right now. It's fucking fantastic. Thank you. Oh my
Hey.
god.
I will tell you this though. I didn't know you like matching shit. That's so cute.
I told you, dude, when I'm in a relationship, I'm soft as fuck. You don't know this part of me because you never seen it.
That
but
shit's
I'm
so
soft
cute,
as
dude.
fuck. I am soft as fuck in a relationship.
That's so cool. I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it. I mean, I guess like he kind of figured out the things that you liked really well and he really honed in on it.
Yeah. Honestly, like, when I started getting all these, like, after a while, getting all these messages from all these women, I was actually kind of impressed, David. I was actually kind of impressed because, like, I'm putting all these timelines together of when he hung out with who, how many girls and all that shit, and I was just like, this is actually kind of impressive how you were able to pull this off for so long. It was actually, it's a lot of work. Like, bitch, aren't you tired? You know what I mean? Like,
Probably. I'm pretty sure if you brought him around me, Bart, or Joe, we probably could have sniffed him out pretty quick. Probably pretty fucking fast. We're like, this guy's a dweeb.
It says, what is it? Where is he? He said, yo, he had skills to be juggling like this. For sure, dude. The fucking
No.
thing.
Skills is juggling and not getting caught.
Yes.
Like, that's skills. All right.
Well, he didn't get caught for a long time. It's just that.
I don't think it's that he didn't get caught. It's just nobody banded together and decided to share information. But
That's
then
true.
he just happened to get the wrong one. You.
That's true.
You know, you just were like, they're like, oh, somebody's going to speak up about this. So you were just the one that ignited everything. You know what I mean?
That's true. because I actually, someone tagged me, someone made a TikTok about us today in this whole situation today, and she said, you know what I noticed reading through all these fucking screenshots? I noticed that he treated all the other women like shit, the ones who didn't have like big followings and stuff, but he treated me very well because he knew, you know what I mean? Like he knew he couldn't get away with shit with me.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just so happened that I ran into him at the theater, and that's when that's when the fire started, you know?
That's fucking. Oh, by the way, somebody asked, like, what's wrong with the dweeb? Is a nerd okay? A dweeb and a nerd are two different things. A nerd is not a negative a dweeb is a fucking loser. Like, a nerd doesn't make you a loser. That's just your type. You know what I mean? So when I say dweeb, it means a loser. Like, you guys know these people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a nerd.
Same.
Yeah. This guy is such an interesting character, man. I just, like, the flex is so odd to me. Like, because I think, like, typically when I see somebody, well, I guess it's like a different game. You know, I think social media standards too, I'm not talking about you, but like for like these young impressionable girls, like social media means a lot, right? Like if that's like the currency, like if you have a following, there's like value in you. Like it's very like, ooh, my God, you know? Because before, you know, for me, it was like, what are you driving? What's your car? Where's your career? Like, what are you doing? You know, who are the people you kicking with? Like, are you smooth? Like the way you talk? Like this is the stuff that matters. But it's like, you do TikToks? This pussy is wet. My word.
Oh my word.
My word. Well, I guess, you know, actually I'm being a little weird because YouTube too, it was like that. Like when, you know, when I was younger and we were doing YouTube shows, there's definitely, you know, groupie situations. So that was, yeah, I guess that's not a, yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yo, that's what I wonder too. How the fuck did I not get COVID? Because I saw him like 3 or 4 times a week while he was fucking around with a bunch of other girls. How the fuck did I not get COVID? How the fuck?
You the Vietnamese.
I'm the Vietnamese, right?
Vietnamese people don't get, they don't get the COVID.
Right?
It don't happen. They go inside and they go, hell no. They get the fuck out.
So a bunch of people have been messaging me and they're like, yo, like, do you know that he's thinking of suing you?
Let's sue him back for endangering his life.
Sue me for what? Like, sue me for what? He knows. So, me, Saint, him, and another friend of ours on his birthday, we all play the game. It's like truth or drink, and we pull a card, and you have to answer the question or you have to drink. And so we got to know each other very well. Sue me for what? Like I have a fleet of lawyers and more money than you.
He's gonna have to sell his car. No, sorry. Just, oh, that was so unnecessary.
Jesus Christ. And it's just like on what grounds? On what grounds? On what grounds? Because first of all, bitch, I've been in this for 11 years and I've done this before. On what grounds? Second of all, you signed an NDA the moment you came over to my house for the first time. Anyone that comes over to my house, I make them sign an NDA. It's a one-way NDA. Anything that happens, you can't say shit, you can't do shit, you can't post anything unless with my permission. For what? Yeah. So what are you suing me for? You know what I mean? And you do realize what you did was criminal, right?
Yeah.
Like, I am showing a lot of mercy right now by not suing you for what the fuck you, like, for giving me that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you and your fucking, like, 12-year-old fans are telling you to sue me? Make my fucking day, dude. It's COVID. I got all the time in the world. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with that and lose, I will counter sue and make you pay for all the time that I wasted and my lawyers. Like, are you fucking...
I mean, what's he gonna do when he sues? He says he wants a career in this, right? You don't get to sue somebody after this and then your career's fine. You will forever be known for this incident. It's not a good move for him. Like, as an advice to this young man, like, just take your L, step away, and then come back later, and then, you know, just be a better person and you'll be fine. Like, that's it.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, he has like a former career in the year in the Navy that he can go back to. He's a dolphin speaker. He can go back to that for a little bit. You know, he can work at school.
Like, if you sue me, I have like 15 girls that will testify. Do you want a reunion with 15 bitches? I can make this reunion happen. We can make this a fucking. We can make. What is that show with the Flavor Flav? The what is it?
The Flavor of Love.
Do you want to do that? Because I can give you a fucking reunion right now.
That's so interesting. This guy. I mean, young man. My advice to you would just be, just disappear for a second and come back later and be a better person, and you'll be fine. You know,
Right.
he'll be fine. Just the suing route is not going to help him at all. He'll never get a job. He never will. If that's his reputation, that every time he gets his feelings hurt, he has to sue, he's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a few people that hit me up recently a few people called me up and they're like, yeah, we heard what happened. He actually reached out to us to work with us. And we're not going to work with him at all. It's just like, you burned so many bridges. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just disappear. Just bow out.
Well,
bow out of
somebody
this.
told me too, that one girl, the I forgot her name, but the one that was like saying like black people are beneath her, and it was
Oh yeah, that one bitch, Nikki, whatever.
yeah, her. They were like, oh, this girl's trying to sue you for like defamation, and I'm like, I mean, you put your stuff out on a public platform, like you put your stuff out on a public platform. It's very different. And it's like technically, and your stuff is screen capped and saved.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could talk about defamation, you did the same back. And in fact, she actually thanked me saying like, because of you I gained so much of a following. Like that's also out there too. People are fascinating. It's like, I guess that girl was so weird, dude. She's like, I kind of like, she is definitely needed some mental help. So I didn't feel good attacking, like going after her again. She's a terrible person, but she's also a little odd. And a lot of people came out with all these personal stories about her too. And I'm like, man, I just feel bad for this girl now. Like she's not insane in the head. So just let her do whatever. And, people were telling me all the personal shit that she's done. It's like, I feel bad now.
Yeah. It's the same thing with this one. Like people started coming out and telling me stories about all the shit that he's done. And it's just like, maybe we should introduce those two.
Maybe they'd probably be great together. That girl looked 50 and 20 at the same time too. That girl looked weird. I don't know how she could age so fast and look so young but look old at the same time.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I saw that too. I was like, how do you look like a young lady but like an ajima at the same time?
I know, dude. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Right? Yeah. What does it come to say? So yeah, it's just like for him, it's just like the best thing you can do right now is just bow out and disappear, dude. Just fucking give it some time and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, recollect, come back. He'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine. He'll recollect and come back, and then if he's a better person, then people will forgive him and move on. Just no more of these bad apology videos. Stop.
It's not even forgive. People just forget him is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll like I said, he just has to disappear for a bit. I think for him, because he's 25 years old, 24 years old, he feels like his whole world is going to explode. That he'll never be able to do anything again. And that's generally not true. You just have to step away, recollect, and then come back. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that he has to do.
But the ego won't let him do it. That's the thing. It's the fucking ego, dude.
That's because he's Korean, dude. He has too much Korean pride.
The only child Korean syndrome, dude.
No, I mean, it's going to be hard for him. Like, ego's a bitch. Like, I know a lot of Korean people with a lot of pride, and it's hard for them to apologize. It's hard for them to see their wrongs. They'd rather look and see what everybody else is doing wrong than say, like, oh, maybe I fucked up, Because I used to have those problems when I was younger, too. I think, like, being in a long-term relationship, my mom, who's like always breathing down my neck, has allowed me to fix these behaviors, like, of pride, and especially as a comic, like, pride doesn't matter. Like, your pride is out the window. You're doing stand-up comedy. You're making jokes about yourself. You're being self-deprecating. This shit, doesn't matter anymore. But you have somebody like him who predicates himself on trying to be cool, where he goes off and says, I don't believe in dating apps. Dating apps are for weak men, even though I only connect with people through social apps. It's like you have to understand how much of a sociopath you have to be to put that out there. Because nobody was asking him if men who are on dating apps are weak. He chose to put that information out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these like pathological liars will do that a lot. I knew this dude in high school, which I talked about before. We would just be chilling and he would be like, yep, man, I got myself a new cool air intake in my car. I'm like, bro, nobody asked. Like, what the fuck? And then we're like, cool, we're going to go over to your house after school. Let's check it out.
His fucking username is Choi Media. Oh Y'all are so quick with it, dude. Y'all are so fucking
That's so
quick with it.
funny. Yeah, but
Oh
like
my-
pathological liars, they'll do what they do. You know, they'll just keep stacking and stacking and stacking, and eventually people catch on to their bullshit, and they're left with nothing.
What a fucking awful way to live. You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like you get backed up in the corner every couple months and you have to start all over. Like what a terrible way to fucking live. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird though. Like, but I've yet to see the person who lives like that ends up being with somebody who's also a sane person. You know,
Mhm.
like they're just as weird or just as damaged or just as much as a terrible person too.
Mhm.
You know, and they fuck up each other's lives all the time. It just sucks when those type of people have kids eventually, and those kids get all fucked up. It is what it is though. But I'm not trying to be somebody's savior. If they don't want to change, they don't have to change. You know, just stay out of my fucking way. Just don't fuck up my life. You know?
Ego's a bitch, man. Like we've had to check him so many. Even Satan has checked him for his ego too, and I did too. I remember. It's just like, dude, you can't have that kind of ego like this, especially when you haven't paid your dues in the industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a young guy. Like he'll feel he'll. I'm hoping that
But
he'll.
like, how young though? Like this is 25. This is a full grown adult. You know?
Yeah, but you know, like I said, I'm only being hopeful because I feel everybody deserves chances. He doesn't deserve it yet though.
Yeah.
You know, he still gotta pay for what he did. Everybody has an ability to change, and because he's young, I would hope that if let's say this was a really great learning moment for him, that he can get better. Doesn't mean I have to. You have to forgive him. I have to forgive him. You know, maybe the next time that he grows up and he gets a little older, he'll be like, oh, I really did fuck up, and I really want to move past this and become better. Great example. We talked about China Mac. China Mac almost murdered somebody. And look at who the person he is now. If I were to judge him who he was 10 years ago, probably would be scared shitless of him. Still am, but the man who he's become after that is so much better. He's 24, 25. He needed this experience to become better. If not, he's just going to become a crazy person, and that's just how he's going to be.
Yeah.
But I don't want to condemn the young man when I wasn't any better. Not in terms of like giving girls fucking chlamydia and shit, you know. But, you know, I did a lot of dumb shit at like 24, 25. I had a really short temper. Dude, Abe reminded me of the story before. Abe was looking at me. He was like, man, you soft now. I'm like, what do you mean I'm soft? He goes, remember when you first got on YouTube, you're like 25 years old. 25, like I was roughly around this kid's age. He goes, like, you were so like hood mentality. Like anybody who walked up to you, you literally would choke them out. Like this reminded me this one time I was at a gas station and this guy came up to me and he was like, David? He's like, David So? I was like, what's up? And he was like, I love your videos. I was like, my bad, dude. Apologies. You know. So we all learn and we all change.
Yeah. I mean, I have that hope for him too, simply because like we all do, because we cared for him at one point, you know? Like we hope that he will change. Do we expect it to happen anytime soon? No. But we do hope that it will happen eventually. Like we were all shitty at that age too. I was a piece of shit too, but I mean not to that extent.
Or he still got to pay though. Young man still got to pay.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Inca says, I like Gina's suggestion though to delete his TikTok because he worked on it so hard. Deleting it would show remorse. Absolutely. I want him to delete his TikTok and his socials because he actively used that to message women, and women, you know, with those numbers, of course, people are going to be like, oh yeah, let's talk to him and stuff. And he used that as leverage, and he used that to get close to women and harm them, you know? So I feel like he should delete it.
Like I said, I agree. Like he should definitely pay for what he's done. He
Mhm.
100% has to pay for what he did. You know, whatever it's like social ramifications, him deleting his TikTok, whatever. You know, like I'm definitely not on the point of him walking away scratched like, oh, let's just forgive him. That's not going to happen. Everybody got to pay for the fucking dirt that they do. Me, you, everybody, right? Let's just hope that this is going to be for him. It's like, hey, I'm a piece of shit, and I really got to get help for this stuff. Let's hope. You know, I don't have high hopes for it. You know, I really don't.
I don't.
I really don't.
Like, this sort of narcissism it doesn't just go away. You know, it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people like that who never change. Like they're just like that. Just don't go come in my circle again. Like
Yeah.
you stay out. Like there's
He
gonna
has he has such like a prominent look that if he were to come back even as a different name, like it'll people are still gonna recognize him, you know?
well, he's just gonna shave his eyebrows and then he'll just
True.
and then he'll just people are like, who's this person? He goes, I have no idea. He looks happy now.
Shave his eyebrows, it's fat. There you go.
Yeah, he'll do something different, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We'll find out, man.
Yeah.
Like time will always tell, dude. But who knows if he's still going around with his little group talking about talking shit just to defend himself, then he probably he doesn't really see anything that he's done wrong. He's probably just sorry that he got caught.
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. Like he put out that apology, and then afterwards I was getting messages from people like, yeah, he put out that apology, but do you realize what he's saying about you behind the scenes? Like what excuses and the shit that he's talking about you behind the scenes. I'm like, oh yeah, I know he's not remorseful at all. I mean, you can tell by the video itself, you know? So he still hasn't changed, and at this point I really I pity him.
I just still can't believe this fool. He had a year in the Navy, and he's like, you know what we do to rats in the Navy? We take them to the ocean and we show them how beautiful it is. That's what we do. We like, that's the ocean. It's vast. Like the love in my heart. Now let's get some matching bracelets.
Nobody wanted matching bracelets. I love them.
Bitch, I'm gonna get you a friendship bracelet. It's gonna have.
I would wear it every day. I'm actually wearing a friendship bracelet right now.
You're the worst friend ever.
I was playing games and I took it off. It's on my desk right now.
Okay.
But I wear it.
All right, I'm gonna get you a friend bracelet.
I would love that. I love friendship.
God damn it! Now I have to get one. I was kidding. Now I feel bad. I'm like, oh fuck, I have to actually get one now.
Saint says, yo, let's talk about his military experience. Yo, so I got the necklace back.
Necklace.
Right. So he had like this thing where like he collected a jewelry piece from like every girl. And it was kind of fucked up. It was like a trophy. And he would wear it around like the next girl, whatever. Like for instance, I was talking to his ex-girlfriend and she was like, yeah, when I was with him, he like I gave him one of my bracelets and he said that, it's not real unless I wear it. So he wore it every single fucking day. And he wore it while he was with me. He wore it while he was with other girls and stuff, And I was like, yo, this bracelet? Like, he told me it was from his aunt. And then she's like, no, that's my fucking bracelet. And I was just like, what? And then like there was a pinky ring too. So he had one of my necklaces and I was like, yo, I don't want that necklace. Like, I don't want him to have that necklace because it's like a fucked up trophy with every girl that he's been with. So he gave it to Saint when he came over. Saint just said, yeah, bitch boy was too pussy to give it to her himself, so he gave it to me when he came over with the girl that he's seeing now, the girl that was in the car with him. So
wait, so this necklace has what, teeth? Like what does he collect?
Like he collects jewelry. That's like he just like my necklace was like this fucking gorgeous snake necklace. It was like $200 something. It was my favorite one of my favorite things. And I gave it to him because like we did like a series together on TikTok. And I wanted it so bad. Like I wanted it back so bad because I didn't want to be a part of his fucking trophy collection. And I even said it online, like, give me back my fucking necklace. So one day he takes this new girl. It's a girl that was in his car at the drive-in theater. He takes this new girl to Saint's house. He's like, yo, Saint, like, tell her that I was faithful to Gina. Like tell her that I was actually a good boyfriend to Gina. And Saint didn't know at the time that he actually cheated on me. Saint didn't know, so I can't blame him for this. But Saint was like, yeah, bro, like, or yeah, like it's, he was faithful to Gina, and that's the one saving grace here. Like, yeah, he was shitty before and after, but at least he was faithful to Gina. And then when they left, when she wasn't looking, Reed like gave the necklace to Saint. Like he made sure that she wasn't looking. Like he just like slick gave it to him because he was too much of a fucking pussy to give it to me in person. He's too much of a fucking pussy to face me in person. He was also too much of a fucking pussy to break up with me in person. So he
didn't break up with you in person?
Bro, he did it over FaceTime.
Well, where does he live? He doesn't live that far, right?
Worse,
Oh, why would he do it over FaceTime?
because he's a baby back bitch.
That's fucking hilarious, by the way. I love that. Baby back bitch. I'm taking that. That's
Baby
hilarious.
back bitch. Yeah. And Saint says my dumbass told the girl that he gave everything he could, and he had the audacity, or he gave everything he could to Gina, and Reed had the audacity to say, "Yo, can you say that one more time? I need to hear that again." Yeah. So he had his own friend lie to this girl, and then Slick gave him the necklace because he was too much of a mark ass bitch to ever fucking say it to my face or do it in person.
This guy is so weird. Who,
He's
like,
a fucking
like I
pussy.
understand you do it over FaceTime because it's like a hyper long distance thing, right? But
Right.
the dude lives like a few miles away, and he's too scared.
Yeah.
How weird. But I thought he kills rats in the Navy. I thought he was military man, and he kills rats.
American hero.
He's an American hero. I kill rats in the Navy. You have to break up with your girlfriend. I can't. Are you crazy? I can't.
Oh my god. Yeah, so like that's what it is. He's a fucking little mark ass bitch, dude. Like fucking and poor Saint, like he didn't know. And after he told, that girl, like, yeah, he was faithful to Gina, that's when I dropped my video proving that he wasn't faithful. And that's when Saint was just like, that's when Saint realized, he was like, oh fuck, this dude just lied to me to my fucking face, his own brother. And that's when Saint's videos started coming out.
I don't know. Saying if you're how long were you friends with little Choid?
Since like mid to late last year.
Yeah, I will warn young people about this too. You guys tend to develop relationships too fast. Like there's this, it's basically even with friendships and people, you guys fuck on the first date a little too hard, right? And you get surprised by people's behavior when you don't really know them. You shouldn't be surprised about somebody's behavior when you don't know them at all. That shouldn't be a surprise. It's just who they are. You should be learning things. You knew somebody since last year, and we say words like brother. I don't really have a lot of those. I've had best friends since I had in high school, Bart and Joe, and everybody else. It took years for us to develop relationships.
You want to bring Saint in here?
I don't even know. I mean, we're almost done now, but those are the problems that I think a lot of people have. They tend to love a little too hard without guarding their heart, and they get disappointed in people and their behaviors when they don't know them. You can't be disappointed in somebody you don't know. That's just who they are. You're only finding out who they are now. A year? I don't know shit about somebody in a year. I know great stories. I know great times. I know all the facts that they choose to give me, but a year is not enough. For me anyways, right? I've had the same friends since I was like in elementary school, and there were moments in our lives where we developed these points where we really began to trust each other, right? I don't know when it was, but it took more than just a year. It took very specific events, right? Specifically, if you're developing relationships in a social media industry, you're developing relationships with people because they're giving you something. If the fact that this person wasn't giving you something, would you still be close to them? Would you still develop these relationships? Probably not. You'd probably been like, oh, he's a cool dude, and you would have moved on. Maybe you would have gotten along. Maybe you would have been able to see the terrible behaviors that he had because it didn't have that. For your situation, you were attracted to him, you had a relationship, so it's hard, right? For friendship-wise, nowadays, specifically in the city, if you're here for entertainment, it's going to be really, really hard to develop relationships. So I have a lot of acquaintances. I have very few friends. And that's okay. I'm also their acquaintances. And I know that they also have very few friends. Everybody that I know so far that has met somebody and they kind of sparked it off and like, oh, this person's my brother and sister. You're wrong. You don't know them. Especially now because you are somebody. They want something from you. And that's okay too. You just have to be wary of it. I have to understand that. Like I have to understand that this person maybe wants something from me. And that's okay. I just don't got to give it to you. Right? I have a lot of people who I have very fun relationships with. Would I invite them to my wedding? No. Are they my brothers? No. Are they my sisters? No. You know, there's not a lot. Like even for me and Gina, I met Gina. She was one of my first friends here. You know, we developed our friendship over a period of like 8, 9 years now. And it takes time. You know, it takes time for us to be able to like trust each other, to joke around, whatever, you know, but that took more than a year. You know, the first year, like, yeah, we were good friends, but we didn't really know each other, you know, second year, maybe third year. And then after that, things just started to flow, but it took a while. You know, I'm not actively thinking like, oh, she's not going to be close to me, but I'm just very cautious about it because I didn't know anything when I was in the city, but she was one of my first friends. But it takes a while for us to develop this rapport, you know?
It was harder for Saint. He connected so quickly because one, they had the military thing in common, and two, Saint he felt like a loyalty to Reed because Reed is the one who brought him into this whole sphere. He introduced him to everything. He introduced him to all of us, you know? And he's like, Saint is new to this whole like social media stuff. So he felt like he had to have like this loyalty to Reed. And it wasn't until maybe like 2 days ago when I finally put my foot down and I was like, Saint, this isn't about you. It doesn't matter his fucking loyalty to you. He hurt someone that you call sister. He hurt someone that you call your friend. He lied to all of us. It's not about you. And that's when Saint realized, he's like, fuck, you're right, you know? And that's when he decided to speak out. And it was hard for him because like the brotherhood in the military, like you bond a little bit faster because we have something in common like that. But it turns out they didn't have that in common.
Everybody does things a little differently. It's just something that I'm, you know, my personal things that happen to me in my personal life that has always stayed true. You know, it's like this idea of, when things spark off, things are always going to be great. It's like, cool, you buy a new car, doesn't mean it's not going to break down in a year. There could be manufactured defects. There's no definites, you know. Like I said, people are likable people doesn't mean that they're good people.
Right.
Likable just means that they know how to say the right fucking things to make you trust them. Good people are different. There's like this. That's why I'm saying, like, I'd rather have an asshole around me any day than I have somebody who's a fake little bitch.
Absolutely.
And a likable human being. Because the person who's a fucking asshole, at least I know what he is tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the morning, night, he's the same fucking person. He's going to be a dick and an asshole. However, somebody who says the things that you want to hear, he'll be different to you this day. He'll be different when he talks about you behind his back. He'll be different when he talks about you after you guys break up or move on. Those are the people that fucking scare me a little bit, right? Those are the people who I keep as an acquaintance at an arm length, right? And that's where things happen, right? Like I'm saying, everybody's a little different, right? There might be some people right here who are listening. I'm not reading the comments right now, but you know, you guys might say, well, I've met friends real quick too. Cool. I'm just telling you that typically that's not what I feel happens a lot, right? And what I mean by that is don't be surprised when you know somebody for a year and they hurt you. You don't have to be surprised. You only knew them for a year. I'm not telling that you can't make friendships within a year and they can be your blood bond or whatever. But when you get surprised about people's behavior, when you barely know them, that's your responsibility, right? Because it's like, oh, I actually didn't know this guy as well as I thought. And then you just accept it. It allows you to kind of like focus on the chaos because I can't keep blaming everybody else at that point. Like I said, I've been fucked over multiple times. And usually it's because I assumed I knew somebody within a year because we clicked really hard. So that's really about it.
Right. David, have you ever thought of doing podcasts? He has his own podcast.
It's called Genius Brain. It's been going on for 2 years now. Thanks. But
fucking loser.
No.
Nobody knows about your podcast.
Everybody does. It gets like 100,000 views every week. Does really well. It helps me afford this house. My God. Good Lord. I might keep this and upload it as a podcast. Who knows?
You should. You should. Fucking. I haven't come on to your podcast for so long, bitch. What the fuck?
Come through whenever. It's at my house now.
You can do it every time. I need to be invited. Otherwise, I never feel welcome.
Do you ever need to be invited, bitch? Like
always. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, you can come through if you want. I'm like, no, bitch, I need you to tell me, Gina, I want you here.
Really hard, soft as baby poo, you little bitch.
Actually, except for you, because
You
for you, I've known you so long, I can just break into your house.
You know what's so funny? She says this, right? This bitch has literally come unannounced to my house crying. And I slept on my couch because this bitch likes to sleep naked. So she slept on my bed. So don't you dare talk about you just come and you need to be invited, motherfucker. I've seen you cry in my bed multiple times as I slept on the couch because you got your heart broken. I don't want to hear shit from you.
That's true. I forgot about that.
You fucking bitch. Don't you fucking ever.
That's true. I'm gonna fucking come over. I'm like, I'm so heartbroken. I don't want to sleep at home. And then I took over his whole entire fucking bedroom and made him sleep on the couch.
Here for a couple days, recuperate, do your thing.
That's all I need. I just need to recuperate for like 2 days, and I'm good. That's all. That's all. Oh my god, I'm such an annoying piece of shit.
Talking about, I need to be invited, motherfucker. I've known you for almost 10 years now, bitch.
It depends on how long I've known you. Like if I've known you for like a certain amount of time, then I don't need to be invited more. Like I just assume that I own everything.
But like I'm saying too, like this is a great example of friendship, right? Like within a year, you wouldn't have been able to do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't even personally allow it, right? But after time we spend together, there's an unspoken bond now, right? And there's also this weird unspoken bond where I know if I'm in trouble, I can call you and I'll depend on you, right? And if you can, you'll be there for me. If you call me, you know that I'll be there as well. It's hard to say that would happen it can happen within a year, but when somebody who you've known for a year doesn't do that, don't be shocked. It's like, yeah, we're not there yet, or that person, I know who that person is. There's a great thing in LA. They say, like, if you have somebody that'll pick you up at LAX in the middle of the day, that's a real friend.
That's a real friend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Gina's a whole ass cat. One day she just takes over everything. It's true. It's true. I warn everyone that I know. It's like, look, if I love you enough and I stay with you long enough, that means I own everything. I'm coming over whenever I want.
Yeah.
Like I will, even if I don't have like the key to your house or a door code to your house, whatever, my key is a rock through your window.
There it is.
There is no stopping me. There is no stopping my friendship. I will be there.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, man. Like we definitely been friends for a very, very long time. Like I remember too, like.
Thanks, Inka.
Yeah, we've been friends for so long. Like it's weird too. It's like how comfortable you get with like. I remember like on YouTube too. Like I used to get a lot of shit because people would always wonder about like the extent of our friendship, right? Like there was one fucking video that I remember I got shit for, and it wasn't when I was dating Mariel. It was I was dating somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
We're just chatting, and then you sat on my lap, and we're just talking. Now, mind you, this girl that I was dating at the time, probably my fault too. But like we've been friends for so long, like there's things that are just natural. Like you don't really think twice about it, right? Because we were just talking to each other like this, and then I remember people like, "Oh, I thought you were with this other girl." I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's Gina. Like, this is how it's been at that point, it was like 4 or 5 years of our friendship. And I'm like, how it's always been. Like, nothing's any different. But, you know, even then, there's like a certain like comfortability when you have somebody who's a woman that'll sit on your lap and you just talk like it's nothing. You know?
Yeah.
We're just like,
I remember that. I sat on your lap. But that's also because I didn't know that you were dating someone. I had no idea you were dating someone. I'm the type of person, like, if I find out that my friends are dating someone, I distance immediately.
Well,
like,
I didn't.
You didn't tell? Yeah.
I didn't question it. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, we've just been friends for so long, you know?
Right.
So I never really thought twice about it, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I obviously asked her, I was like, does that make you feel uncomfortable? And she told me no. And I was like, hey, cool. And I'll just, you know, I let her know who you were. It's like, she's been friends with me for a very, very fucking long time. She's actually, I think you were the other guy at the time too.
I probably was.
Probably, right? And I was like, yeah, she has a boyfriend. Like, he's like one of my closest friends. Like, this is absolutely not. But then I have a lot of female friends though. So like the girl that I've been with has to get comfortable with the fact that I do have a lot of female friends. And hyper platonic too. Like hyper platonic, you know? So, you know,
right.
I just have
it's like one of those like it's really strange because like people have always like, oh yeah, they were dating. I'm like, David and I would rather kill each other in the Thunderdome.
It would be weird. I don't know how that would have ever worked. Like there's like certain like chemistry that you have with somebody where you create like a
Right.
friendship bond. The period of attraction disappears. Like there's this moment where it's like, this is what this is, and it feels really nice. Once like I know it doesn't have some I feel like other people too, they're like, oh, we were friends, I was never attracted to them. I'm like, you were a little attracted to them, right? Because definitely when I first met Gina, she's super pretty, you know. But we started talking, and there was like this really fun friendship bond that we had, and that's what I kind of enjoyed that, you know. Not to say like I would have went up to her and started macking and I would have nabbed her, but
Yeah.
this is like the feelings that I had. It was like, this girl's super fun. Like this is where it's at, you know.
Right.
And it's just always been that way.
Right. And like after a while, like it's like you don't even see each other. Like I see David not even as a man. I see him as a creature. You know what I mean? Like there is no part of that where I'm like I would date him or find him attractive in that way. Like to me now he is a creature.
If I had a 4-door Camry and a friendship break, wet right now, that pussy be wet as fuck. I found the key to that real quick. I'm gonna paint a picture of your cat.
Oh my god.
Baby, I did this for you. This is Sir Nibbler.
In a fucking camera.
And a camera. And I'm gonna show up, and all of a sudden I just see a wet puddle in the middle of my floor. I'm like, David, I always loved you. You should have just drew me this. You should have drove me in that Camry when you had it years ago.
Jesus Christ. That's it, David. I'm gonna be single forever, and the next man I'm gonna date is some fucking hot foreign guy covered in tattoos.
I love
And you'll never see me ever again.
I love it. Let me tell you something, motherfuckers. All right, ladies, I'm taken now. But when your boy was single, shit was a struggle. I had to talk my way through the pussy so much. Oh my god, that shit was a battle. Ugh, it was hard. Especially
Oh, God.
comic. I didn't give a fuck about what I look like. Nothing.
What did it say? Okay. Wait. He better be covered in tattoos. I mean, like, yeah, that's my thing. Like, I like guys with tattoos. I'm gonna go find myself some like hot foreign guy in Japan or something.
I don't have enough muscles for tattoos. Look at this thing. What am I gonna do with this thing? The canvas isn't right yet, and it's so pale.
This pale ass motherfucker would know.
What am I gonna do with this? I have no muscles.
Oh my god, fucking idiot. All right, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, me too. I have to be in Newport in like 7 a.m. So
Oh shit! Okay, why? For what?
I have to. I'm gonna get a chiropractic adjustment by this dude out there.
You old motherfucking Ajishi motherfucker, dude.
Real quick though, I'm about to send you what this dude looked like. This motherfucker a dime piece. Like, I was shocked. I was like, dude, let me tell you, your boy not gay, but if I'm swinging some schlong, I'm gonna schlong it over there.
Send it.
I'll send it to you. You'll be like, who the fuck is this?
Send it, because I'm about to get my back broken too. Tell him he can break my back.
He gonna break my back, and he gonna break your back. I'm gonna lay on the chiropractic table, and I'm just gonna go around and grab his ass and see what happens.
You idiot. All right, I love you. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching our nonsense.
All right, y'all. Bye bye.
Yes, me. Bye.